Antonio.
Enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
That happens. What are you going to do, you know?
Oh, boy.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Hump Day.
It would be. Everybody getting ready for Halloween? What is that, tomorrow?
Yes, it is
Nice,
tomorrow.
huh? Wear your costume, go out trick-or-treating.
Well, my kid's not allowed to have a costume in school, so no school for my kid tomorrow.
No costume at all?
Nope.
Why?
Well, Jimmy, some kids don't celebrate Halloween. Thus, then, no one's allowed to celebrate Halloween.
God, that's irritating.
I mean, you know, it's one of our themes, and I hope we never let it go. It's always a little tiny piece of the minority that is controlling the majority. Because, I mean, overwhelmingly, the school that my little kid goes to, he's only 3. Overwhelmingly, they celebrate Halloween.
Of course.
And I bet you there's probably not even a kid in the school now that doesn't celebrate Halloween, but it probably goes back a few years when they did have a kid.
Or maybe they never had a kid, but they assume if they do get a kid, he's going to be, hurt, and the parents will be offended.
Why can't you just figure that shit out? Why can't you, as a school, call the parents and go, you know what? Maybe you keep your little fuddy-duddy kid home today.
Right?
Because, we got kids that want to celebrate Halloween. They want to come in with costumes. They want to, do a little trick-or-treating around the school.
A little fun. Have a little fun.
So,
well, you're a parent, though. Have you said anything at the school?
Hell no.
It's like, nah, I don't want to get thrown out.
You should speak up.
I absolutely agree with you, and I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I haven't figured out how to do that without being, too vocal.
Yeah.
You might be surprised if you said it nicely. Hey,
well, everyone just rolls
their... Probably call the cops thinking it's like some school shooter. Right. Oh, my God, he's complaining about it. In this environment, everybody's just fucking on edge. Excuse me, I really think that the Halloween costume ban it's a little much, isn't it? And they're pulling fire alarms, calling the police.
I absolutely will say something. Yeah. I just haven't yet. I feel.
Yeah.
My whole thinking is because there's a few little things that have happened already, just little. I told you about leader for the day, and they had to change it to host. So now my kid walks around my house saying he's a host. I'm like, no, you're a leader.
I like Führer.
Führer would be nice. Führer for the day.
Führer for the day. They give them little armbands. It's fun.
So there's a couple little things.
Yeah.
No fucking peanuts. You can't even walk in the school eating a little, peanuts.
Oh, hell no.
They fucking panic.
Peanuts like ricin.
They're ready to, hit a button where, fucking walls go down.
Oh, you think it's
to trap the parent that forgot and came in with a little with a little nut treat.
Yeah, and a guy comes in an outbreak suit.
Right.
Takes the peanut with a pair of tweezers.
I think my thought is simple. I wanted, there to be some time. Just a little time to settle in, and then I want to go have a little talk and really try to understand this shit. Because, I talked to the parents about it, and they're all like, yeah, man, can you believe no costumes for Halloween? So they can have an empty classroom because, Halloween is pretty fucking huge for little kids. Breaking news, I think they really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, by the time it gets out of school, it gets dark at, 2:30 now? So you gotta keep him out of school so he can do some trick-or-treating.
I haven't seen one positive aspect to diversity. I just haven't.
No.
I'm sorry.
No,
I see it's a very forced thing. I don't think a lot of people really like it.
No one likes it.
You're supposed to like it, but it's basic human nature not to. And I don't see any... Everyone's like, oh, this great diverse nation or this great diversity we have here. I don't see one positive aspect to diversity. period.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Just don't. It seems like it's always a pain in the ass, something that has to be tolerated. Be tolerant of this. Why tolerate? Why make it sound like it's some great thing when all it is an intrusion on you? It's a pain in the ass. It's something you have to tolerate and accept and all this shit.
I could simplify it for you.
Yes.
It's forced. They're forcing everyone to have tolerance. If it was something that came about naturally, then fine. It would be great for the country. But you're just forcing people to do it, and it just gets everyone in a bad mood.
Right. I mean, it's obviously not a popular thing to say.
Well, no one else is saying it. I mean, no one. I think we're the only show that sees it the right way.
Yes.
For whatever reason, I guess because maybe satellite radio just doesn't have respect yet, so we're allowed to fucking babble our asses off.
Yep.
Eventually, some people will come in here and start shutting us down a little bit. I'm amazed at stuff we're allowed to say every day, and we never get a talking to.
Yeah.
And the same shit if you said it on MSNBC, CNN, Fox, anywhere else, all these sports talk shows, they shut you the fuck down. Like, whoa, slow down. Like the Dexter Manley thing.
Yeah.
That's a hot topic. That's becoming hot. The guy was hilarious.
Yep.
I'm sorry, it was funny.
Just goofing about Troikman.
Troikman's a queer. and all of a sudden they're going to ban him from everything. And there's a guy that likes, he's a funny personality.
I don't think diversity is a problem. I think it's the way people handle diversity. Like, they don't know how to just be themselves around other. Like, we've always been diverse. Like, there's always been
but we're
millions of.
No, there's this.
But now we're trying to push it forward, like, drastically is the problem.
Diversity isn't a problem when you have people from different places that assimilate to a certain way of life and a certain thinking. There has to be a certain mindset when you come to this country. And there had been for many years. But now diversity seems to be this intrusion on everyone else's. It could be diverse, but there's like 10 different types of groups. One group will intrude upon everyone else. And then someone in that group will intrude upon everyone else because they want this sacred fucking right to be their own people in the greater community, which just fucking undermines the entire community.
Well, then the greater community, it's the fault again, like of the greater community for not going, no, we understand you speak this language, but English is the main, or whatever the issue is.
Right. Yeah.
It's the fault of the greater community for not saying, this is the way we would like it.
It's been said, and then people come out of the woodwork. Try to tell people they need to be proficient, or at least speak English properly. In this country, you're called a racist, you're called a xenophobe, you're called everything that because you're saying that maybe you should assimilate more to this country.
Well, the majority's got to speak up a lot more because even in my little environment, this little school thing that I talk about from time to time, all the parents are like, "What the fuck?" But just like myself, I'm to blame too. No one is speaking up about it. Well, we probably should all get together and go, look, let's get together and talk and go, what is going on here?
Yeah.
We want our kid to be the leader for the day, not the host.
Let him be the leader.
Because I think it's okay to give every kid an opportunity to be a leader at something.
Feel like he's the one that's in charge or responsible or has, been given a duty.
Oh, my God.
When you look at even the word melting pot, melting pot. You put it in, it melts all together as something, as one unit. Now it's a melting pot with no heat put on it. It's just a bunch of shit poured in a fucking pot that nothing blends together anymore.
And let's be honest. If you put too much shit in a pot and melt it down, it tastes horrible.
Terrible.
Horrible.
What do you want, melt everything in there?
You ever bartend and you try to figure out a new drink and you put a whole bunch of things together? That never works out.
This country's turned into a bar rag ashtray shop.
Yes, exactly.
It is terrible.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what the problem is. It's not like because the diverse groups don't matter. It's the fact that nobody is fucking. Everyone just goes, oh, okay. Like nobody knows how to tell a group no.
Right.
That's stupid.
Well, I'm hoping. These things hit the press, and you hope that this is the one, like Barney's.
Yeah.
Barney's has apologized.
Oh, God. Did you see that guy being held hostage with Reverend Al yesterday? Did you see the pictures of him?
Of course.
The CEO of Barney's is sitting in a chair.
And he has to deal with Reverend Al's scowl.
Surrounded by black people.
Right.
With Reverend Al with his arms folded, scowling at this gentleman.
You never want to be surrounded by black people.
Oh, never.
Never.
Especially when the news cameras are rolling.
Never. Because it's not just... Because Reverend Al has to really play it and have that stupid scowl of his.
They're never giving you an award. Right. You're surrounded.
Right.
Look at this. Look at Reverend Al's like, he's making a Michaela Maroney face at the fucking Olympics.
And it's all body language. Look, Reverend Al has to have his arms folded. Yeah, that says something, obviously.
And this poor fucking white guy from Barney's is just like, I'm the head nodding.
Well, now we hope that the Barney's guy hangs in there. Every day we have one of these. So this is the latest one. And I'm telling you right now, without fucking Jay-Z, Reverend Al, you don't got shit.
Dude.
You don't got shit.
Yeah.
You need Jay-Z to pull his shit out of Barney's or you have nothing.
He ain't going to do it.
So go march off into the sunset because if you don't get Jay-Z on your side,
he ain't gonna
this is a complete waste of time.
Do you know what that picture looked like yesterday? When I first looked at it, the first thing I thought of was fucking Captain Phillips, the boat movie. There's the poor hostage.
Yep.
And he doesn't know what to do with himself.
He's the latest. And you know, Reverend Al's not as impressive with the scowl and the arms folded now that he weighs 117 pounds.
I know.
When he was a big fat fuck with a fucking license plate around his neck.
Oh yeah.
That was a lot scarier.
Yep. Al Sharpton, what does it say? He defends Jay-Z amid Barney's racism?
See, of course.
Yeah.
He defends, of course he defends Jay-Z. Because Reverend Al will always see just one color.
It's all about the money.
And that's the problem I have with Reverend Al. Because if that's a white rap guy that has his shit in Barney's, Reverend Al is not defending him. No. Period. And we all know that.
What did he say about, how did he defend him? What did he say?
He just said this is not about...
what's that?
He said this is not about Jay-Z, it's about Barney's.
Oh, okay. So if people want to still invest and support Barney...
Because he wants to go to Jay-Z's parties.
I like how Reverend Al is calling for a boycott of Barney's, but isn't that what Barney's wanted? No black people in their store? It's like, what are they doing?
God damn it. That's fucking hilarious.
That's very funny.
Reverend Al should just encourage black people to go shop there.
Right,
that would annoy them.
That would really annoy him.
Oh, man.
That's really funny.
Like, our plan worked.
But look, we're to a point where, you know, something got fucked up over there at Barney's. I don't know exactly what, because the CEO's blaming the NYPD. The NYPD's blaming the CEO. So they're going back and forth a little bit. But I know this much. Barney's apologized. Said that should be the fucking end of it. And they're looking into it to make sure this doesn't happen anymore. No, of course not, because it's never the end of it. We all know that now. The apology.
Demand a Reverend Al section.
You demand an apology and that everyone gets fired. That's how this always works out in the end.
Yeah.
So until some people get fired, Reverend Al is going to be a fucking pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah, that's what he does.
To Barney's. And for some reason, we have to put up with what Reverend Al does.
Yeah, because why would the cops just stop you walking? Like, how would they know you even shop there? It doesn't make sense.
Someone called.
Yeah.
Someone called and said, hey, this guy just bought something very expensive. I think he might have a stolen credit card or something. And the cops checked it out. The cops just don't, poke around like that. It's not really a stop and frisk moment.
Yeah.
And Macy's, too. They're getting off because Barney's is higher end.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z's tied in with Barney's, but Macy's is kind of getting a free pass. The Treme actor is suing them for a lot of money. They put him in cuffs.
But that's all you need to know about Reverend Al, that he's defending Jay-Z. He would not defend Jay-Z if he was white.
And again, in a New York City store, not that you could argue the ethical and constitutional rights that people have, but when you look at loss prevention statistics in New York City, a majority of the loss is going to be chalked up by black people. So it's very difficult to say, well, of course we'll be suspect. And how many other people are actually buying stuff in there with nary a problem? When you think about it. So one or two people get the brunt of what happens on on a daily basis in some of these stores. I don't know.
I don't know, man. That's one where it's like you hear too many. This is where black guys will go, you just don't understand.
Yeah.
And I literally would love to go around in blackface and see what, like the guy who did that thing called Black Like Me, that book.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious, because maybe that's just something that we don't have to deal with.
Yeah.
But they say, like, even guys I know who are not, they're like, you just don't, how annoying that is when you're walking in, you're literally doing nothing
because
wrong.
if it happens, I mean, in our lives, it might happen to us once.
Right.
Maybe. and it pisses you right the fuck off.
It's really frustrating and annoying, yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean,
But, I mean, the point here is that Barney's has done enough, and that should be it. But you watch how Reverend Al just keeps pushing and pushing. And
he'll want some type of, guarantees and some fucking law.
And certain hiring practices.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He'll want sensitivity training for all the employees and all that happy horse shit that all comes back to what we originally started talking about this morning, which is diversity and all this political correct bullshit.
I don't think you could teach diversity.
You can't.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe.
Do you think it's basic human nature overall for people to want to be with people of their own kind for the most part? I think it's basic human nature. And if you look at the way people socialize, I think you see that a lot.
I think you're pretty accurate.
I think so. So
tribal.
It is tribal. It's a very primal thing.
But I think it's also financial, too.
Yeah, finance comes into it. Yeah. I think there is a lot of, probably nature versus nurture thing, even where that's concerned, where people just feel safer in a primal way, in an animal-like way, with people of their own ilk than they do strangers. And people that are different always conjured up fear in people.
I think eventually, I'll just talk about America. I think eventually everyone will get along way better.
You think?
But the problem is we're trying to push that forward drastically instead of letting it happen naturally like you're talking about.
You can't legislate things
Let it
like
be a
respect
natural
and
evolution of the people. As we slowly break down, barriers and walls and this and that. But you can't push it forward like we're trying to do. It's not working.
It even works with the sex thing because, like, a woman in the workplace, they legislate against any type of sexual harassment. That you can't legislate against a guy looking at a woman's tits or ass or thinking she's attractive. That's something that won't go away. And when women talk about things like, we don't want to be looked at as a sex symbol. No, you don't want it to come out verbally or between two guys talking or overhear something or see something that was left in someone's cubicle because you can't make it stop. It's not going to stop. And it's the same thing with race.
Wow, it's
the same thing with, religion.
You make a really good point there. I think every single human being, without exception, wants to be looked at as a sex symbol.
Probably, yeah.
So if when whatever I was going to talk about,
some skirt.
When someone says something about myself, it makes me feel, I'm like, well, okay.
Everyone likes
but you got to be used to it by now.
I'm trying to be careful about what I'm saying. But I think even women, man, when they could go to work with their cleavage hanging out and their short skirts and their ass popped up,
yep,
they want guys and maybe if they're into women, whatever, gawking, going, oh damn, look at that, and they feel good, like, see, I still got it, and people find me sexy and sexual.
Don't you think that gives somebody a feeling of power? And then if someone uses that and you feel you're being sexually harassed, that gives you even more power.
I just want to clarify for the audience, if they're listening, that this is not 1957. We are in 2013. I just wanted people to know that they had
Unfortunately.
But Ann made a really good point there. Like, everyone wants that, but as soon as you vocalize that,
right, then there's an
then
issue.
You're fucked. And obviously you can't, say something over the top ridiculous. But even if you say, you kind of said it, even if it's just a subtle little dumb thing. You might even go, oh, I like your dress today. That could be enough to get you in the HR office.
And in the 50s, it was like you would have had to, get up here on my lap and take some dictation.
I think as long as you're not showing skin, meaning your own dick, back in the day, you're all right. Anything else goes.
Yeah, but the reason we have, and this, believe me, I get annoyed at it too, but the reason we have stuff like forced diversity and all that shit is because it wasn't done voluntarily. And I agree with you about it's natural to want to be with your own people because we're scared. But it's also natural to club people over the head. We're apes. It's natural to just take pussy. It's natural to shit in public.
Thank you.
All these things are a learned behavior that we.
Inside the expressway.
But you know what I mean? You know, when you live in a civilized or comfortable place,
it's just
a lot of what's natural has to be overridden, kind of, and.
It's just the speed we want. It's just the speed we want it to happen.
That's true, but that's the problem because you can't legislate the way people feel. You can't legislate against prejudice. You can't legislate against sexist thoughts. So that's what makes the conflict because people are still feeling that. They're still thinking that it's like, oh, we want to be respected. Well, you can't make someone respect you. You can't make someone like you. You know, it's just the way it is. And I think there's that phoniness that comes with, you know, pushing it on people that is so annoying.
Yeah. But stuff like what happens is if it wasn't, you can't legislate the emotions and the feelings, but you can legislate penalties for not behaving a certain way.
Absolutely, and that's why there's more diversity in the workplace. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing in that respect. But you're not going to make people like other people, want to work with other people, not look at a woman's fucking tits or ass when she walks by. You know, so the whole thing is in essence a lie.
But then every woman should go to work in a potato sack.
Oh, sexy.
But I'm serious. I mean, you see these. We see it here.
I'll put my potatoes in there.
We see it here. How some of the women dress. But man, they're trying to be sexual, but if you say anything that is sexual, you're fucked.
And everyone's petrified. You know, like everyone knows not to say anything anymore. Yeah. You don't, it's not like the old days where fucking some girls walking down the hall and you go, woo! That would get you fucked right there.
Right. Look,
and everyone knows that.
Look, man, cleavage, you know, creates boners, period.
Cleavage creates boners.
It just does.
That's great.
But it does.
Of course it does.
But we're not allowed to, you know, show any sign that maybe that was some kind of, you know, a natural turn on to the man.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
If companies had fired people who really were being shitty about it, they probably would. We wouldn't be in this place.
You know,
no, that's what. But it's giant. It's all lawsuits. It's all because companies allowed a guy who was doing it, who was actually a good worker, to continue to stay even after he had a terrible history of harassing women. So all that, and that's why women are winning all this money in these lawsuits. So had that not happened, had companies done the right thing and fucking fired guys who were truly scumbags, we probably wouldn't be in this place. Had fucking schools not been forced by the with the National Guard to let certain other citizens into them in this great place of diversity, we probably wouldn't have diversity forced down our throats. But because every time it's happened, it's had to be forced and through the courts, you build up that. I guess that pattern of behavior where it has to be forced or it has to be legislated. When was it done voluntarily?
I understand all that. It's just I still don't see the upside to it. I mean, maybe way down the line in the future there'll be some weird cosmic upside to it. But it just seems to me that every word that goes along with diversity is this negative thing.
Of course.
Where it must be tolerated. You know, we need tolerance, acceptance. These are things that people don't want to do.
Those are nice words, though.
To tolerate something is not to like it.
You don't like it.
Yeah. You don't.
You have to tolerate it.
Yeah, it must be tolerated.
Like it was Brussels sprouts for us. We had to tolerate eating Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, no one really thinks that when it's like we need to show tolerance with this or that or the other thing. No one really looks at the word. The word isn't something that people want to do.
Tolerate is a horrible word.
Oh, I tolerate it.
Right. We were forced to eat shit growing up, and, you know, we had to tolerate it.
Yeah.
By the way, remember when I said everyone wants to be looked at sexually? I forgot one group of people, and we got one on the line. Lexi in Maryland. Lexi.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
You know, I'm a business professional. I have an MBA, and I want to be looked at as a...
In the NBA.
You want to be what looked at?
I want to be looked at as a colleague. I don't want to be looked at as a sexual being. And you also have to remember, people have different histories. I was sexually abused as a child. If you look at me as a...
Oh, Jesus. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Hey, Lexi.
What were you saying? I'm sorry. Something happened.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. I love the apology.
Yes.
Now, what were you saying? You were sexually abused as a child, so obviously you don't want to be looked at sexually.
Exactly, because it causes a trigger for me. And you have to remember, 1 in 4 girls are sexually abused by the time they're 18.
We'll get those stats up. I'm sorry.
1 in 4 girls are sexually abused by the age of 18.
But Lexi raises a good point. I'm not a woman, but you think of some female lawyer in court wants people like looking at her, like, you know, or wherever you are, like it's got to be irritating after a while.
It's basic human nature to want to be looked at as an attractive person, being,
absolutely,
right? Like Lexi.
But
Lexi,
let me ask, because maybe you're on the same path. Yeah, Lexi. So now we understand your history. How do you go to work then? You must dress really, really conservative.
Suit of armor.
No, I don't dress conservatively. I dress in clothes that appropriately fit my body. However, I'm not at work to be leered at. I'm not, you know, I don't walk out of the house to be
Yeah, but
leered
if you
at.
have like a tight skirt on and you're showing a little cleavage, you know, I mean, guys can't we can't help ourselves. That's attractive to us.
I understand. But
so you are going to be looked at sexually. Maybe people aren't going to verbalize that, but it absolutely is happening around you.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. I just wanted to clarify that not everybody wants to be looked at sexually. I do not want to be looked at sexually.
Fair enough.
Because of my history.
But Lexi, do you want to be looked at as, wow, that's an attractive woman?
I think I take care of myself. I think that I am very presentable, and I mean everybody wants to be presentable.
Right, but doesn't it feel good that somebody would look at you, regardless, a man, a woman, a child, anyway, would look at you and think that you're handsome or pretty or you know, don't you want that? Isn't that a basic human thing?
I think that we all strive for that we all strive to put on our best.
Right.
That's sort of what we're saying.
However, whenever you're saying that everybody wants to be looked at sexually, that is not true.
Well, guys are looking at women, but no, you're saying not every woman wants to be looked at sexually.
My mistake was saying every single person, but the majority of people certainly want to be looked at sexually.
Okay, so we all do. But how do you feel? Hold on, Lexi. Opie and I go to the same gym. How do you feel like when that creepy guy is around? Do you feel sexy when he looks at you? But you know what I'm saying? I got a vibe from those guys in the gym. I'm like, ugh.
Really?
It makes me enraged when I know that guy's trying to look at my ass.
It doesn't enrage me. It makes me laugh because I find the humor in that. But I'm not bothered by it.
But if you were working with that guy and he was fucking like for real, you'd hate his guts.
I'd be all right. I mean,
I'd be every guy, not just that guy.
Whatever, man. Then I got it going on.
That gave me an insight, dude. That fucking feeling that in the gym, in the locker room, a guy trying to look at my dick. It just it made me so fucking angry, and it shouldn't have. But it really annoyed me.
It doesn't bother me because I know I'm not doing anything about it. Like, you know.
Oh, his sneaky little peeks. I was wanting to go, what? Fucking cocksucker, what?
It makes me giggle.
You're fighting nature again, though, too. I mean, you know, girls like Lexi, you're fighting basic human nature. There's that animal instinct of a man that looks at a woman and sees her as a sexual being, you know?
But we have to, you know what? But certain women at work would go, tough shit. It's the same as a guy who robs you going, animal instinct. I see what I want and I take it.
Well, okay, and animal instinct, I'll turn around and shoot you in the face.
But you don't know, but you don't...
Defending my fucking kill.
But the point is, you're right. But you can't think of it that way.
But as humans, we like to think we're much further advanced than that, so we put on this facade, and we fake that we're tolerant, and we fake that we're not these sexual beings, and we're not oogling at these girls that might come to work a little scantily clad. It's this fucking charade that goes on where it's not sincere. It's just like it's just like the apologies we see on the news from people that use language that they completely mean and were sincere when they said it in the first place. It's a big fucking lie.
Everyone's lying to each other. It's not working.
Right.
We're making believe there's diversity.
Exactly.
I completely agree with that.
Correctamundo.
And as far as I can handle myself, so I don't care if the guy. I laugh at that. I giggle.
It annoyed me.
I giggle. It just makes me giggle.
It's hilarious. You put his dick in your mouth. You laugh. You laugh.
No, dude, that's the first time I ever felt that way. Like, it really was like, it made me angry just because I don't like this guy's vibe.
Wow.
Did you pull your towel a little tighter? And,
No, but I wanted to say something really...
Call him a masher.
Like, I'm such a fucking... And I see him almost every day, and I wanted to say something nasty. Like, fucking, like...
You should, then. Fuck it.
No, because I don't know if it's my own imagination, and it's like... Again, it was like, it's not worth...
Fantasizing.
Yeah, you can't prove anything. It's like, you can't... He hasn't done anything. I just know I'm getting irritated. So if dealing with that all the time from every colleague or 90% of the colleagues would be fucking, because it was unwanted attention.
Do you understand this guy creeped out Jimmy people? I just want to really put that forward.
You should walk around with a raging heart on it, basically saying, you can't have this. And let him watch him lose his fucking mind. A lot of people want to argue with Lexi. I hope I picked the right guy here. We'll go with William in Jersey. You're on with Lexi. Go ahead.
Bill.
Hey, heads up, thanks. Hey, how's it going? The reality is that, this is really a subjective question. If Lexi's looking hot and she's at work and a really good-looking guy who's interested in her might be flirting with her, she might be like, oh, very nice, very nice. It might even, she might even go back and flirt back. But if it's a fucking troll, Big A or someone like that flirting,
poor Big A.
It's an HR issue. And that's really the problem.
Wow, William, you make a great point. You make a great fucking point.
That's the really fucked up thing is that everyone wants to look hot, everyone wants to be desired, but they want to be desired subjectively by someone who they're attracted to or they're interested in, but you can't have it both ways.
Right.
You can't go into work looking hot and expect only the really good-looking guys that you're attracted to be interested in, everyone else to fucking walk away. That's clown shoes. Total bullshit.
It's clown shoes. I like that.
Shoes.
I hope people aren't confusing the issue here. What we started. I don't think it's okay for guys to just walk around and be like, "Hey, nice tits, honey." I'm talking about the subtle shit that will get you in trouble.
And you can apply this idea of subjectivity to just about anything. Obviously, if you're an inner city, black kid and Jesse Jackson comes up to you and gives you some attention, because of your color, you're going to be like, yeah, all right. But if it's the police or something like that, you're not going to like it. So it's really, it's not just about, look how successful our politicians are catering and pandering to these smaller minority groups because they give them what they want and they're giving them the attention and they're powerful politicians, so they want that. But if it's someone else, no, I don't want it.
Let me ask you a question, and you raise a point about wanting someone attractive to flirt with you, of course. But the problem is the companies have over historically didn't fire people when I don't think anybody was suing because of light flirting. Hey, the ugly guy in the mailroom smiled at me and asked me out once. That's not what the lawsuits were about. The lawsuits were about when you like would read them, you go like, oof, like how the fuck did the company let that go on? That's where it became a problem.
Okay, but why is it then because that happened, then light flirting is not okay now?
Ask the companies.
I know that. I understand your point. There's times where, that's completely unacceptable. But what ends up happening is then they go, well, this particular thing, you can't pinch someone's hiney at the workplace, but now you can't even have a calendar up. You can't even say pretty much say hi to a woman that's not in your department in the hallways.
It's gone way the other way.
Yeah, they wipe the whole thing out.
But that's companies. That's companies. That's individual companies.
Yeah, but
it's all companies at this point. It's not even individuals anymore.
Oh boy. No, but I mean companies as like Sirius never talked to CBS. They're both doing the same thing though, as individual separate entities. Yeah. They all see the lawsuits and they're like nothing, zero tolerance.
But you're making my point because going back to the Halloween costumes. It's not. It was just one kid felt left out or alone that day. So, okay, now we have to wipe it out for everybody.
Right.
That's crazy.
Which goes back to the point that it's the fault of the people who are bending over irrationally.
And somehow we all got to speak up more. Getting back to that original point.
Yeah, this poor guy.
Sorry.
Or maybe the problem is because they're not speaking up enough. And what they're doing is that when a cute guy comes and hits on them, they let it go and let it happen because they have some interest in that person. But all of a sudden, when a guy maybe who maybe isn't as desirable, all of a sudden it's an issue. And what they're doing is they're selectively choosing who can flirt with them, and who can be inappropriate with them.
Do you really think that's where? Do you really think that's the history of sexual harassment in the workplace? Like, I know what you're saying, man, but do you really believe that's where it comes from? A bunch of girls who weren't happy that it wasn't the cute guy? Like, you don't think that there was any pattern of tolerated bullshit? Like, you want your wife or girlfriend treated the way a lot of women have had to be treated? And I'm not talking about the overreacting woman who freaks out if you wink at her. But you really want your... I don't know if you're married or not.
If you walk into a woman's cubicle with your dick out the front of your pants, you need to be fired.
Well, yeah, but it's not even that extreme. No one does that. That's a crazy example.
Right.
But probably started
that never went on.
What I'm saying, and how I agree with Anthony, is that human nature for men and women sexually, or human nature in regards to politics or whatever. Everyone wants to be liked. Everyone wants to be loved. Everyone wants to be viewed as being sexually powerful.
Are you?
And everyone wants to be protected.
Oh boy!
Yeah, wow,
she's right. Boy, look out!
Absolutely.
I forgot. Old Mrs. Glass Ceiling is fucking on the line here.
Forgot
Jesus
about
Christ.
Wait, let Lexi respond to this guy. She hasn't said anything. Lexi, let Lexi respond to you.
Wow.
You have to remember that there is a time and a place for everything. The workplace is not a place to go pick up women. It's want to pick up women.
Oh, I don't know about that. The Oldster did pretty good back in the day.
Some numbers?
I put up some numbers at radio stations. I'm telling you right now, Lexi, you're absolutely wrong. I think there's a lot of guys rolling their eyes right now. They did very well in the workplace.
Yeah,
absolutely. You do very well. I said it's not the place that you go to pick up women.
But it happens.
Well, sometimes relationships are forged in the workplace.
Yeah, you've heard of happy hour, haven't you?
And now a lot of companies frown on that. And if you do have a relationship that develops into a marriage, one of the people has to leave.
That's a good point. There's a policy here. I think you're not allowed to date someone.
Oh, you know me and Jimmy have had to keep that quiet for years.
Oh my God!
Now,
you know how hard it is to just jerk each other off in the restroom real quick.
So you have a natural attraction to someone you work with, and these companies will not allow that to happen.
Right.
Thank you to workplace shootings and all that stuff. They don't want a relationship going wrong and having the whole environment being fucked up because two people are fighting, or one guy gets violent or clingy, and then you break up, and then the dynamics at work are fucked up.
I know of someone that had to keep their workplace relationship very quiet around here.
Ooh, around here?
Yep.
Well, let me think.
I don't know if that person wants to speak up.
Roberts?
It's not my place to say who it is.
Sam and Hood
It could be. I think I know who it is.
But they had a relationship going into Sirius XM. They didn't even meet at Sirius XM.
Oh, boy.
Or maybe they did. I think they might have, actually. I got to remember this. But they had to keep it very, very quiet, and they were scared.
Yeah.
They were absolutely scared that could be a problem if anyone found out.
E-Rock, comment?
I'm not saying it's E-Rock.
I know.
Not saying it's E-Rock.
I just want to comment.
Can I ask the guy?
I even love when pigs look at me, sexually. It doesn't mean I want to bang them.
Sure.
But if a two, like, I'm walking, down the street and a two looks at me like that, I'm a little lighter on my fucking steps. I'm
amazing.
A little happier.
You're not calling the police?
Wait, dude, the guy on the phone, are you married?
Oh, wow.
Dude, are you a married guy? Are you in a relationship?
Oh, yes, I am in a relationship.
Okay, so and you're a guy like I am. So do you just go out? Does your girl let you go out and fuck other women?
Ooh.
No. It's a fair question because we all know this. Human nature for a man is to stick your dick in everything. So in your relationship, do you come home and go, hey, it's human nature. I can go out and just fuck other girls? Or have you adjusted and taken the human nature angle and said, yeah, tough shit, it's human nature. I have to adjust because this is what I'm doing.
But you still want to.
Wanting is one. No one says you can't want.
Exactly.
It's behavior. It's not thoughts that are being.
But there are certain people that think that they can actually stop.
You're absolutely right. Jimmy is absolutely right. our human nature is to feel that attraction and try to find a way to procreate. If you want to go down to the very base of our instincts, right? And Jimmy's absolutely right. And the point that I'm trying to make is that in the workplace, when you see an attractive person, right, you're going and you're available, or you've made yourself available. You know, you want to talk to that person, you want to get to know that person. That's absolutely fine, and that person, you know, is going to be able to say yes or no. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. Now, if someone's a fucking retard, and they hear the answer no, and they continue to pursue it, then obviously there is a problem. But the point that I think Anthony and Opie very
so eloquently put it.
Thank you.
Is that
fucking
the
brilliant
reality,
when we want to be.
You cannot break human nature.
Right.
No, but
is absolutely insane.
Nobody wants to break human nature.
But you can tame it. You can't break it, but you can tame it and live within the laws.
Well, yeah.
I understand, but then the reality,
I think we all have common ground here. I think
where you're going with this is if you agree then that you cannot disrupt human nature. Now I guess we have to have offices that are either all male or all female.
No, dude, how come?
That's the only way to solve your problem.
You're not. No.
That's the only way to fix it.
Sir, you're not. My question was, how do you override your human nature and remain monogamous to your girlfriend? You've overridden human nature because your situation dictates that behaviorally you have to. You're in a relationship.
I override it because I'm a human being and not an animal.
Okay,
yeah, we're not
exactly.
talking about people that you want to fuck the people you work with. You can't even just look at them sexually. That's where this started.
But the excuse is being.
How can you not be attracted?
That's where this started.
No one cares if anyone's attracted. No one's been punished for that.
It's a big leap to go with, looking at someone sexually and actually having sex with them.
But it's about hitting on them or making them uncomfortable by being creepy. It's not about being. No one cares if you're attracted.
But that's subjective, Jimmy. That's subjective. If I was Brad Pitt or someone who women generally found attractive, I could actually go to work and fucking do that every day. Yeah,
but we all have a certain commonality of behavior. No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Good-looking guys do get sued for sexual harassment. A lot of times, it's probably better-looking guys that don't know how to handle no. Like, it's usually, I think uglier people are normally better at taking rejection and are more used to picking up on shitty vibes. It's the good-looking, powerful people, a lot of times, who don't understand that somebody doesn't want to fuck them and they can't handle it.
Yeah.
I would.
Not always, but I'm saying.
I would agree with you, but as long as advances are also accepted in the workplace, which they are, right?
At times, sure.
As long as advances are still accepted in the workplace and everyone's not like Lexi, then you're always gonna. This problem will always perpetuate itself.
Lexi is being 100% legit. She just goes to work and does her thing. She's not saying anything wrong.
And she's probably, no offense to Lexi, she's not a special case, but she was sexually abused as a child. I would like to hear from a woman maybe that wasn't sexually abused as a child and how she feels in the workplace.
Oh, then I bet she's like Samantha from Sex and the City. Well, we went in the copy room.
Right.
I blew him.
I completely see why Lexi doesn't want, guys looking at her in a sexual way in general. I wonder, I don't want to say a normal or any of that shit, but a woman that wasn't sexually abused, if she agrees with Lexi.
Just remember the stats, guys. 1 in 4 girls. So there's a lot of women out there like me. So whenever you do look at a woman and you do her
damaged baggage.
Wrong with that. I don't care if you guys look at me and say that I'm pretty or I'm sexy or I have a nice body. Just keep it to yourselves. Look, admire, but don't act on it. That's when the sexual harassment line gets crossed.
All right.
If I'm not inviting you to come talk to me, if I'm not inviting you,
so it's up to you.
Yes!
Right.
Of course it is.
Thank you very much.
It's up to you.
In the workplace.
But
I get it.
All right, but the discussion didn't start where it is now. I'm not talking about.
Bitch.
I'm not. I was never talking about over-the-top flirting in the workplace. By the way,
right?
I just wasn't.
That's great. Thanks.
All right, buddy. Thanks,
all
William.
Right, you too.
Thanks, Lexi.
Why don't you just fucking get it over with? right, Lexi?
Human nature is not it's like we all have it. I get it. I mean, I get it. Believe me, I'm a pervert.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking pervert, and I don't fuck with women here.
No.
You understand?
know
Like I'm one of the biggest perverts in this building.
You don't get shit on where you eat. Damn it.
But we're not. But that's not what we're really completely talking about.
Sure it is.
I don't even say hi to women in the hallway because I'm scared that can lead to some dumb thing. I'm not trying to have sex with women around here.
I'm not.
But you can't even really have an interaction with people at work anymore unless it's work related because you never know what it's going to be that gets you into the HR office.
My point on this whole thing was the fact that women sometimes think that they're changing the behavior and the mindset of men, and that when they walk into work and they're doing their job A1, just the greatest job ever, that they're being looked at and respected as nothing more than a good worker, and that just ain't going to happen. It's still an underlying bunch of bullshit to think that men aren't going to look at you as a sexual being. Now you'll get someone like Lexi that'll say, well, no, I know that's happening, but there's no place for it at work. But I honestly think that there are a lot of women that think it's not happening at all, even behind the scenes.
Well, we pushed the discussion drastically forward. I wasn't even talking about like having sex or any of that shit.
I mean, ladies, guys,
I'm talking about just normal interaction that men and women just happen to have during the day.
But and when guys hang out together, they are going to talk about your ass, ladies. They're, even at work, you look around, make sure there's no other girls, and then go, holy shit, did you see whoever?
And that's why I didn't want to confuse it. Of course, if you're being aggressive to a woman at work, that's wrong.
You can grab her by the arm and shake her a little,
or just point at your dick and clear your throat.
This started with subtle shit like you can't say, "Oh, that dress looks nice on you today." You can't even say that anymore.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to Rosie in Jersey.
Ooh.
Hi, I hope you can hear me. I'm driving.
Hi, Rosie.
Oh, hi, Rosie.
Hi, I agree with you, both you and Opie and Anthony, 100%.
Oh, thank you.
No, with what, though? Because we kind of tackled a bunch of little things here today.
Well, as far as, how women dress in the workplace, and especially when you're working like in an all-man field.
Yeah.
And,
that's cool.
Men are men. You can't control, their thoughts. And
remember, the discussion started with women dressing sexy at work, but we're not allowed to notice that. Mm-hmm. That's where this started. It went into a whole bunch of different places, obviously.
And when you hear about these sensitivity training things that go on at work, they aren't saying things like, hey, well, we know you want to fuck her, but keep it on the QT. They're actually trying to get you to not even think about it, which is just a lie. They're saying, like, women shouldn't be looked at in this way, gentlemen. She's just another coworker. And that's why everyone laughs at those fucking courses, because it's the utter bullshit of the whole thing.
Because it's not human nature.
We all know not to fucking, for the most part, not to go grab an ass and whipping your dick out. We all fucking know this. But we're still going to look at women as sexual beings.
You can look. No one says don't think of it.
Don't touch.
But you're married. Like, and Sam, you're married.
Yeah.
Like, if your wife's at work, how do you want her treated? Like, I've thought it out with my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. If they look at her sexually, whatever.
Absolutely.
I don't give a fuck.
No one cares. Look at my chick too. Fine. But you don't. There's a point where you don't want her to talk to a certain way.
Of course.
You don't want a guy coming over to his desk every day.
Right.
But we're not even at that point. That's the whole discussion. We weren't going to that point. Of course, there should be rules in place at workplaces.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's this notion that you can't even, like Ant said, think any sexual thoughts because a girl came in looking hot.
Right.
But I'm a dirty guy, and I've talked to plenty of women here, and I'm never afraid I'm going to get in trouble for sexual harassment. Never, because I don't say anything stupid to them.
Well, sorry, Jimmy, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. See, I don't do that because I just know like you can't do it, and it's fine. Human nature, fuck human nature. I just don't do it.
But we're a little luckier too because of what we do. It's a little more open-minded here. Not much.
I talk to these chicks like they're fucking lawyers. All of them.
Yes, I just nod to people around here because I don't know what people's switches are anymore, and hearing all these horror stories, HR horror stories, I just nod. I'm like, hi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but generally, if you talk to people like human beings, you're not going to get in trouble. People aren't getting in trouble for just being a human. I talk to girls
all the time.
Oh, do you?
Oh, really?
What do you say? Huh?
There are so many people out there that think they were talking to a woman just being a human being, and we could take an hour of phone calls that they got in trouble. And the things they got in trouble for would blow your mind. Because we've done this break.
Blow your mind.
We've done this break.
Some things
you think you're talking like just a normal human being.
Yeah,
but some people are just genuinely dumb and don't know what's like.
I'm not talking about those people.
That guy who called up a minute ago.
I'm talking about the average person that thinks he's going to work and just being a human being, and next thing you know, he's in human resources for the dumbest, stupid. We've taken these calls a million times. If you want, we could take a few more today.
That guy who just called up, he's not a dumb guy, and he made sense with what he said. But like the way he was describing it, it's like human nature is not. We all understand human nature. It's a woman's human nature to want to give birth and to be protected and to be but when you're in work, you just got to act a certain way, and we all get that.
Right.
It is what it is, and everybody knows that, and it wouldn't be as strict if it hadn't been for companies ignoring things for so long and allowing it to go beyond. And you hear those horror stories, and you're like, how the fuck did a company let this happen?
You could also argue the point that, you know, these women wanted to be part of the men's club there and get into the work environment that was predominantly male for so many years. And
they wanted to be treated, and again, I'm not Mr. Woman's Rights, believe me, but people want to get in. They shouldn't have to just take what's coming to them because they want to get the same treatment as other people. That's not fair either.
Yeah, let's talk to a couple more women because we don't have the vaginas.
Nice.
DJ, a girl in Florida. What's up, DJ?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning,
DJ.
So here's the
Good
thing.
morning, you animal.
I am an animal. You know what? I am not. Look, I'm 43, not 20 years old anymore. But you know what? I work in a completely female-dominated field. I'm a nurse. And you know what? Yeah, I still want to be able to, when I walk into work, it's okay if you're looking at me. It's fine. You know what? God did not give me this body for not to be looked at.
Whoa.
You know what? By no means,
Doesn't
by
it?
no means am I perfect. I am not perfect. You know, I'm heavier than I was when I was 20 and older. I have a little more gray hair, but you know what? I can still bring it.
Fat old broad.
She said she could still bring it, though. But my point was simple when this started. That just makes you feel good when someone looks at you sexually.
It does. You know what? Look, I'm married, but you know what? I'm not dead. You know what I mean?
Oh, boy.
And I can still appreciate a good-looking woman or a
deep
good-looking
tick. Oh.
man. You know, I'm not gay, I'm straight, but my point is that, you know, the industry, the perfume industry, the makeup industry, the clothing industry, it's all targeted to say, hey, you know what? You got to put them out there.
Hey.
You got a nice ass, put it out there.
You know, it's not
comment.
That's not. But we've seen a drastic turn in advertising, where they don't do the hot woman as much as they do the quote. I'll say it this way: hot guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like a hot guy with no clothes on is completely acceptable now on in ads.
Give us an example, though.
Yeah. But you do that shit with women, it's not accepted anymore.
Yep.
But you know what? That's because everybody's so freaking closed-minded. Playtex just started running in Victoria's Secret, you know, with the women with their bras, and they're showing the, you know, the Victoria's Secret, the model thing that they do every year. You know what? Because it's still taboo. People still look at the body as a dirty thing and not as what it is. It is the human body. And Jimmy's right. You know what? Down to the cellular level, men need to do that. They need to spread their seed. I mean, it's unfortunately genetic. That's exactly what it is.
But when it comes to the human nature discussion, any guy that's married and is faithful, or in a relationship is faithful, human nature is that you're not faithful. Human nature is that you're going to go out and fuck a lot of other women. And in marriages and relationships, if you found a way to be faithful, then you have understood the difference between human nature and what works for this situation.
Right. But sometimes it's just all you need is to know that you're still sexually attractive to you know, to other women. That's all, you know.
Yeah.
That makes you feel good, and that's all, you know, that you need to get you through the day.
But people, I think women like that too. I just think a lot of times at work, when they're trapped in a fucking room with someone for 8 hours, they don't want it. And if they are selective about who they want it from, I mean, that's the way the world is. Some people you like attention from, some you don't.
The workplace just sucks. They've taken away all the little things that would help you get through the day. It just sucks now.
Well, stuff like the calendars and like a joke, that's where companies have gotten ridiculous.
Calendars,
like that's
how
where it's
about
gotten
American flags?
Yeah.
How about we're not even
Absolutely.
talking about just the sexual stuff.
Baby pictures.
Yeah, baby
Really?
pictures.
Yeah,
Yes,
because
that's what I'm trying to tell
some
you.
women, they're barren and their wombs.
Some
are
women can't
busted.
have children. We've had this call a few times over the years.
Makes them sad.
So, they go to HR and go, Susie over there with that picture with her kids, that kind of makes me sad every day. So next thing you know, they make a rule. You can't even have family pictures in your cubicles.
Yeah.
They should have
We're
no
losing our
barren
fucking
wombs.
minds.
Yes. No barren.
Well, that's where companies are stupid. It's ridiculous. No balance.
Yeah.
There's no balance.
No, I don't believe in the company anymore. And I mean that just, that's a sweeping statement. I'm not
Hawaiian
talking
Shirt Fridays are pretty fun, though, right?
Right.
Gotta admit.
I'm not talking about this particular company. I'm talking about all companies. I don't believe in the company at all. They will not protect you in the end. They will fuck you in the end. There was a time they would protect radio guys and everybody else, but not anymore, man.
Too many lawsuits and shit.
Right.
I think.
Yeah,
Big part of
but
it.
the lawsuits were brought on by. And again, I know that there's out of whack responses to innocent moments, but that's not what the lawsuits were. And when you read some of these cases, you're like, if this is the truth, how the fuck did any rational company think this was not going to bite them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy does this every day, and you leave him there.
People are obsessed with Jimmy, with the creepy guy at the gym.
Okay.
Jordan on Long Island, go ahead.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, Jordan.
Hey.
First of all, my point completely changed from when I started out on hold. There's a guy in my gym, first of all, who I've nicknamed Lexi Love because he just cannot keep his eyes to himself. And of course, he's 6'4" with a giant mustache. If he was wearing like a trench coat, it would be even more appropriate in the sauna. But the better point actually is, recently I went and bought a car, and I had a female salesperson, and she was purposely reaching across my lap to show me the features on the steering wheel, bending over. She was wearing loafers.
Sort of the dick shift.
Yeah, she's selling you something. She's smart.
Yeah. But Jim, I gotta
Well,
tell
she's
you,
using her sexuality to her advantage there, right?
Sure.
totally distasteful because my feeling was like, it's one thing if I'm in a bar and I'm hoping that she's going to reach across my junk and point something out. That's great. But if that was a
It's
man...
a shanker. It's a VD joke. Without the joke part. The pesky joke part.
Was she pretty?
Oh, well, I mean, probably 15 years ago, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, but my point is, even if she's
Was she 18?
my point is, even if she's a pig and she does that move, I'm sitting there going, all right, man, that's kind of cool. Doesn't mean I want to have sex with the broad.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, it wasn't cool, and I'll tell you why. Because the whole time she's doing this, I'm saying to myself, if this was my girlfriend who was sitting there and it was a guy reaching across, I'm gonna put 5 across his lip. I'm not.
Whoa.
It wasn't
Your whole cock?
Put 5 across his lip. My God. Put that on a shirt.
Go ahead, sir. Sorry.
They're saying you have a small penis. 5's small, right?
I was saying huge.
5's big. Oh, the Yokester's doing all right there. Where are we? Jordan? All right, Jordan.
That would annoy you if a guy did it to your chick. Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Yeah.
Jimmy, this one's for you, all right?
Oh.
Here you go.
Thanks, bud.
Wow.
Well, I don't think we got anything accomplished here.
Well, you know, we threw it out there, huh? Throw it against the wall.
This
See what
guy-
sticks.
This guy says in the 80s he almost got fired for sexual harassment, and he wasn't even talking to the girl. These are kind of the phone calls.
Jacking off on her.
Yeah, exactly. She was duct taped. What happened, sir?
We advanced the discussion forward, obviously, but I really was trying to keep it more in that subtle vein.
Yeah.
And maybe Bill has something on that. Bill, go ahead.
Yeah, back in like 86, 87, I was working at a factory, and we had a girl that worked down there, and she was a good-looking girl, but she had gone out with, probably 10 or 12 guys that everybody knew of.
A whore.
Exactly. So this other guy comes up to me, and he says, hey, if you got a chance, he said, would you hit that? I said, no, she's been with too many guys. I don't have no interest in that. And the next day, I got called into HR, and they said that I wouldn't fuck her because everybody in the plant had fucked her. And it went on for like a week. I had to deny. Almost, they were ready to fire me.
Wait, how did they know?
Yeah.
How did they know?
that guy, either he told her, but I never did find out exactly how they knew. Either that guy went and told that girl that I said that I wouldn't fuck her because she'd fucked everybody, or he went straight to HR, which I believe
Jesus.
went to the girl. I think he went to the girl because he was trying to get in her pants, and he thought he was trying to, make his mark with
Did you kill him? She killed him.
Yeah, that's the problem. But he may have went to her and lied because he's trying to fuck her, and said that you were saying something worse and just gratuitously starting rumors about her. And then so basically somebody lied about you, but that's not a good example. People lie. I could lie and say that somebody here is stealing, and they'd have to call them into HR.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's how nervous HR was about it. I didn't even say it, and they were. I mean, they didn't even want to hear my side of the story. They just automatically knew that. Yeah, I said that. Let's fire him.
So you got fired?
No, I never did. I eventually did for fighting. I beat a guy's ass.
How'd you not get fired? How'd you not get fired?
I just denied. I just kept denying it. I said, nope. I said, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And they really didn't have any proof that I said it.
Right.
And I never did say that.
So you were accused of something, they took it seriously, and then you were able to prove your case.
Yeah. You proved your case by denying it, and you weren't fired. That's a horrible example, sir.
Outrageous.
That's what happened.
Yeah, but again, they had to ask you about it. You denied it, and maybe they were too overzealous about it, but they didn't fire you.
Yeah, but that was back in the 80s, too, when you could still pinch ass.
What he's talking about is that's a nice little joke.
That was nice back then in those days. Say things.
Ron in Buffalo could explain why companies react the way they do. Go ahead, Ron.
Hi, Ron.
Hey, guys. I was just going to call and talk about how Jimmy is making the point with, married guys not acting on it, and the whole thing with it being companies get in trouble with the gray areas. And, you're pointing out, hey, you never would go ahead and cheat on your wife or whoever, but guys still look at porn, guys still give a sideways glance to people that walk by, girls that walk by on the street.
Yes.
Well, that's the kind of stuff in the office where you really get in trouble.
And in a relationship. And in a relationship sometimes. There's a penalty for those things in a relationship.
Who you're going out with.
Absolutely.
I'm allowed to look at a woman on the fucking street without having to worry about it.
Okay, are you allowed to flirt text?
I don't want to flirt text.
I'm not saying you want to, but are you allowed to flirt text with a girl? Like, that's ambiguous. It's kind of, or would you get in trouble for that?
We haven't. I don't even know because it doesn't come up. It's something I don't want to do.
How we get in trouble? I've gotten in trouble.
Everyone knows. Of course you'd get in trouble.
Well, why are you flirt texting? It's something I just don't want to do. So it's never come up in our relationship.
It's human nature for me to want to flirt with girls because even though I'm not going to hook up with them, I want to feel attractive.
Right.
And the more you flirt, the more you're like, oh, this chick really is into me.
But that's the gray area. That you're not cheating and you're not saying anything overly, but you're flirting a little bit. You'd get in trouble. Like your wife would go like, "What are you doing?"
Man.
That all of us.
It's just never come up in my relationship.
But you know the answer to that. Like
not necessarily.
Okay.
Guys,
not necessarily.
That's the area where the gray area. The way the gray area exists is why companies react the way they do. It goes back to obviously the laws were first written because people are grabbing ass and doing ridiculous hang your dick out whatever. But when they wrote the law, as always, the lawyers screwed up and left something that's completely open to interpretation. The company I work for, we go through extensive sexual harassment training, and the phrase that's in the law is that you cannot create a hostile work environment.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
What happens there is lawyers interpret that, and that's where you get all this bullshit stuff. So
because it's kind of vague,
What makes it hostile? Right.
It's kind of like the FCC, rules.
Yeah, a little vague.
They're always vague.
I mean,
there's a lot of gray area there. And
sexual harassment, the first inkling I ever got about it when I heard about it when I was like a kid was, here's the boss, the all-powerful boss in the office, telling a woman that he wants to do stuff to her to guarantee her advancement. That's where it comes from.
Right.
How it worked out to you can't hang a flag in your cubicle or put pictures of your kids in there is ludicrous.
It's ludicrous.
Yeah.
It's ludicrous.
Or you can't play ludicrous.
Thank you, sir.
It's totally fucked up and ironic.
Let's go to Mike in L.A. Mike.
Michael.
Yellow.
I was talking about Jimmy was the guy in the gym. I mean, if that was a hot tranny, he'd be happy with it. But because it's a creepy guy, it's the subjectivity of it. Like you said, it's too much gray area, and they're trying to legislate the gray area out.
I certainly don't want a creepy guy looking at me in that way, but I don't look at it as being vile. I just kind of laugh. It just makes me laugh.
What it is. I mean, old dust cunt Lexi, yeah, she's probably a rotten lay and she gets upset. But, you know,
unnecessary.
If the dude's kind of, if she finds the dude attractive, then she's obviously going to accept more of the flirtation of the
Okay, let me ask you a question. The point I was making, dude, the point I was making was that I got how it felt to be looked at in an unwanted way, and it bothered me. Like, that's what the point I was making. Not if he was a good-looking chick or a tranny or whatever it is. So let's just say you're at work. Whatever kind of work you do. How do you, and I mean, for real, how would you feel if your boss, every time he called you into the office, was just staring at your cock? And I get, like, yeah, once or twice, what the hell? You're going to tell me that wouldn't want to make you pick up a glass ashtray and smash his fucking face?
Well, first off, I mean, it's a little flattering, he likes cock, but in all honesty, if it's that huge of a deal, that's your boss. That's different from a position of, well, if I don't, like Anthony said, if you advance through the sexual harassment from your boss, that's a little different. But coworkers.
Oh, no. Wait, hold on. You want to be a sexual being. You want to be looked at by certain people as a sexual creature. So you're fine if not in a joke way.
Does. You lost all the weight, Jimmy, so you could be viewed better.
Point of course, dude. But I'm saying at work, are you telling me it wouldn't bother you if every time you walked in, your male boss was flirting with you a little bit, and you knew he was, and it wasn't a joke, he was for real flirting with you? You'd be fine with that.
Boss or coworker?
Either or.
I'd be able to handle it.
But you'd be able to handle it.
I would be able to handle it.
You'd hate it.
Imagine day after day, right?
Day after day. It's for real. We're joking, but let's say Gary came, or whoever it was, or Blatt or Mel, whoever you want to say, and flirted with you, and they weren't joking. Guys. They weren't being funny, and it was like a really weird, creepy, like flirty thing. You would want to fucking smash them.
Would I be able to keep my job without blowing them? Because then I'd be fine with that.
Yes.
And does it mean I get a nice huge raise? Yeah, I'd be all right with that.
Okay.
But if he moved it to the next where you got to blow me or I'm firing you tomorrow, then of course not.
Okay, so
I wouldn't be happy about it, but I'd be able to handle it.
But it would creep you out.
I'd be able to handle it.
You wouldn't like it though. It would creep you out. You'd be like, "This is fucking annoying and awful." And this guy is saying things like, "If he he complimented your body every time you walked in," and he wasn't joking. Dude, you look great in those jeans.
Fucking gym is starting to work out for myself.
There is a line between going in as a little victim and taking it every day, and going to some agency that the company has set up. You walk up to him and go, "Hey, knock the fuck off."
Right.
How about you handle things like human beings?
I like that. I would never feel like a victim. That's for sure.
But then, and you say something then.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know the point I'm making. You'd hate the way it feels. You would hate it. I know I would hate that. If a guy, for real, a creepy one of the bosses was fucking, or even a coworker was flirting with me and like, and not being funny. Again, our environment, like you said, is a little weird because we're used to being fucking, we're hard to shock.
No interest. If you state the no interest and ask them to back off and they don't, then you have an issue. But if it's just a casual flirting or something, you might say something or lead to something back. And it's completely different. Like Oak said, guys want to fuck anything. If a hog tells you you're sexy, I don't want to fuck her. But
it makes you feel good for that moment.
Okay.
And of course there should be rules in place. If
it was a zero or a hog, I go fuck the hog. But women are so different about that. Oh, he's ugly. I don't like him. That's harassment. Oh, I fuck him. That's he's flirting with me.
And I'm not saying throw all the the rules out the window. Like if a male coworker is flirting with you and you fucking say, look, knock it off, and it's not my thing, whatever, and he continues, then of course you got to do something about it.
That's right.
Of course.
So you're saying
we're not fucking cavemen here.
You don't mind if your male coworker or your male boss was just because you have the same thing I do. Like I like to be looked at by certain people. Other people know.
If they stare at me every day, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, you don't. But
I don't give a fuck.
All right. Well,
but if he's flirting with me, then I would absolutely say something. And then if that doesn't go anywhere, then maybe I would have to deal with it.
But if he was staring at you, that would get
I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
I really don't.
I don't believe you, but I think that would drive you crazy.
It wouldn't drive me crazy. I'd be creeped out and stuff. But
right. Exactly.
But I wouldn't give a fuck enough to go down to HR or any of that. Is what I'm saying. Because you just know when you walk out the door, you're gonna have to deal with shit every day.
But do you want to work 8 hours or 4 hours a day, whatever it is, being creeped out?
It wouldn't be.
We
4
do.
hours a day.
Look who I sit next to.
But you know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, how many times have you went, ooh?
But you know what I'm saying, though. If it's for real, it would bother me.
But I'd be able to just handle it, is, I guess, my point. You know, there's so many things you got to deal with as soon as you leave the house.
Vocal minority dictating to everybody else.
It's not going to ruin my day or any of that crap.
It wouldn't, but it would ruin my day if some guy was creepily fucking leering at me at work. Like, for real, it would ruin my day if it happened day in and day out. And he always found
me HR. Because that's the point here, I guess. Because, like I said, we all deal with shit. There's people around here that, as soon as I see their face, it gets me annoyed. But it doesn't ruin my day.
As a guy, it's hard because I haven't had to deal with that. So I don't know if I'd go to HR. But if a guy was coming up to me every day and being flirty and being like, and it was a guy I didn't like or a guy I wasn't friends with or wasn't comfortable with, and I knew what he was doing, I might say something to him, or I might have went to Gary or to Steve and go, what the fuck is this guy doing every day coming up here? Like, how annoying is it when we're doing radio and you have to look out that, hold on, sir, hold on. When you're looking out that window and a guy walks up and throws a look in here. You don't, but no.
It bothers me until I don't see him anymore.
But it bothers you. It bothers me. It bothers all of us.
But then I don't think about it anymore.
But if it happens, because he's gone.
I feel a sense of pride that I could also, handle myself in these situations. That I don't need a stupid HR department to fucking fight my battles. I would handle it myself. I would fucking say, look, enough, stop. What are you doing?
But you would say something. Okay, you would have that moment where you said something because it bothered you.
I would handle my own shit. Yeah.
What if it didn't stop?
I don't know. I have no idea.
You know what I'm saying? That's because if you handle it that way,
I certainly would avoid the person at work and all that shit.
That's
but
kind of.
Companies also allow relationships in the office, whether there's rules or not. I work for a company that's doing it right now. But we get honor code deal where you can't date employees, yet we allow it too. So it's so much subjectivity. Well, we're going to do this or as long as a chick's feelings aren't hurt, there will be no issues. But when the girl's feelings gets hurt, now everybody's in trouble.
All right, Mike. Like I said many times during the discussion, we've pushed this discussion way further than where we started.
Yeah.
Like, here's another guy. The company tells them what cell phone ringtones they're allowed to use. Like, why is that a problem?
Why? Because they got one from my app that went, pick up the phone, cunt. Pick up the phone, cunt.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what this is about. Mike, what are you talking about with ringtones? What's the problem with ringtones at your work?
What's going on, boys?
Or just say that.
Steve Miller, the Joker, that was inappropriate. So I switched to the Fat Bottom Girls. That was inappropriate. Well.
Wait, why is it? Well, hold on. First of all, Steve Miller, the Joker. Why would that be a problem as a ringtone?
Because it stinks.
Yeah.
Oh, Midnight Toker?
A little drug use?
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems with it. I just find
why did they find it a problem? It's a pretty innocent song, except for the token line.
Your peaches want to shake your tree. Might not I don't know.
Peaches, they're probably tits, right?
So they actually told you what ringtones you could have?
Well, they were saying that if I don't personally change the ringtone, I might have to be brought down to HR and explained business etiquette.
His phone's going, the house next door to me was sold.
Yeah, well, you can see where that's my point, though. It's like, okay, sure, some of these ringtones could be a problem, but it's the dumb ones like The Joker by Steve Miller.
Ridiculous.
And the other thing we got to add to this discussion before we take a break, a lot of this shit comes from middle management just being power-hungry douchebags, too.
Justifying their job.
We all know that.
That's the point. The old days, your manager used to come up to you or whoever it was, your coworker, and say, listen, this is what's going on. Do me a favor, get rid of it. Now, the big HR hanging over your head. Everything you do, HR. So, it's getting crazy.
Here's a guy. Well, thank you, sir. Let me go to Nick in Ohio. We're trying to go to break, but there's some good calls coming in. Go ahead, Nick.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hi, Nick.
So I worked the shitty-ass fucking security gig for UPS about 6 years ago, and I had a supervisor, and the dude, he was gayer than fucking Paris. I mean, it was obvious. But I never said anything.
Wait, I've never heard that one before. Gayer than fucking Paris?
No one's ever said it before.
Gayer than Perry.
Gay Perry.
Oh.
I kind of like that. It's pretty funny. All right, go ahead, man.
Anyways, man, so I let that shit slide. I mean, I didn't like it. I didn't feel comfortable, but whatever. After about 2 months, the shit kind of started to escalate, and I could see the dude was kind of flirting, but he wasn't saying anything directly. I had a bad day. I came into work. I wasn't going to fucking take it. I finally told him, I said, hey, man, enough of the gay shit. I said, I can see what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. This fucker went and turned it around, went straight up to HR, filed a report basically saying it was harassment, that I was harassing him for being gay before I could actually go and, say something myself. So, whatever.
Oh, okay. So he probably cut you off by doing that. What's the word? When you strike first?
Preemptive.
Preemptive
Right.
strike.
Yes.
Well, we all know we're all supposed to accept the gay now. You're not allowed to be against the gay, which is ridiculous.
That was a shitty tab anyway, so fuck it. Hey, you guys have a good day.
All right. I'm not against the gay, but I think people, if they're against the gay, should be able to express that. I don't know why we all have to be accepting of that.
Through hatred and...
No, I don't mean it.
No, I'm kidding.
Once again, there's things, of course, that are completely unacceptable, but you're not even allowed to express that you're uncomfortable with the gay lifestyle or whatever.
Right,
that will get you in a shitload of trouble. I'm not talking about, violence or any of that crap.
Yeah.
Line 4. An HR lady?
Ooh.
Ugh, Christ.
I hope she's in an accident right now as she calls it.
Hi, Tiffany, who works for HR.
Tiffany.
Hi, guys. I love you guys so much.
All right.
Oh,
whatever.
Sorry about my last comment.
I don't like anyone that works in HR.
Ooh.
Really, I guess I feel defensive, but it is annoying. It is annoying. It's very tough to run a business these days. The laws are very hard to enforce, but I will tell you, of all of the claims that I get, most of them are bullshit. Most of them we don't act on. We don't discipline employees. You guys may just hear about the more sensational stories. Like you said, if a guy pulls his dick out in a cubicle, yeah, you're probably going to hear about that. But the average claim I get is, a chick saying, hey, my boss sent me a text message and I'm uncomfortable with it. And then when I investigated, I found out that she actually texted him back. And that's usually how it goes. So I love my job. It's really entertaining. But there's the laws are in place for a reason, just like Jimmy's comment, because there were atrocities in previous times, and we're trying to regulate the workforce and blah, blah, blah. But if you look at the law, it talks about what is reasonable. And, I've been through cases where there's juries, and when the juries have to make a decision, the judge says, make a decision based on what is reasonable to the average person. And the law also talks about if it's unwelcome or not. So even the law recognizes if it's welcome, it might just be okay.
What about no means yes? That's what that's the rule I like to adhere to.
Yeah, is it bad to have that tattooed on your forehead?
Like what's unwelcome and what's welcome, that's a big topic.
Well, at my house, we all know that.
And if you think about workplace romances, they always...
Sam Roberts.
They start off well, but then they usually end not so well.
Yeah, with the boyfriend coming in with fatigues on and a guitar case.
That's not well, yes.
What starts off as, romance and good times, then all of a sudden it's unwelcome. And then if you have, two coworkers that are, having a thing, and then one of them gets promoted, then all of a sudden it's a different context and the law changes.
I saw a rom-com like that. Oh, that's every rom-com, sorry. Forgot.
Yeah, or if one starts fucking somebody else at work and it just becomes a whole thing and no boss wants to deal with that.
It never works out well, yeah.
Dude, I look at it like this. I'm a hunk of shit. Like, I am a pervert. And I've never had to talk to HR here. And again, I know our environment is much different being radio guys.
Yeah.
But out there in the office, it's not that much different. And I've interacted with enough people, and I've talked to enough people, and I've waved at enough people, and I see hello, and I've never once had an issue. So if I can survive in a pseudo-work environment, then the average guy who's not a complete bag of filth can too.
But they're not surviving. Maybe we just have a different situation here, and we're a little luckier than the average worker.
How about this, too? Let's go back in time again. And let's think before cell phones and social media. You're at work.
Can we go back to the late 60s?
I love going back there. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Because there's no cell phones back then.
Let's just go back.
I want it to be a little groovy.
Now, Jimmy, you say, you never had a problem. You know when you're walking the halls and stuff. But how much time, really, in a given work day are you actually back there? Right. Imagine 8 hours a day. You're in a cubicle environment. No social media. No real way to meet people, girls, especially for relationships and stuff. That type of environment was really kind of in place to socialize. You socialized more at work back then, talking to people, and you couldn't just go home and text a picture to somebody or your feelings like that. So you talked more at work. There's 8 hours of your day where you're interacting with people of the opposite sex. Maybe you're interested in one, so you put the feelers out there to see if they're interested. Now, that alone is looked at as a violation. Even putting your feelers out there to see if someone might be up to going out on a date with you and stuff, that is taboo in the workplace.
That's a good point about I don't have to be 8 hours. I mean, that's very true.
Yeah.
And I get to say what I want. I can email pictures. And we have a different situation.
Most of our work day, it's just us.
Right.
I mean, we interact with people when we go during the breaks. That's a total of maybe 20 minutes a day.
Yeah, not even. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you're saying you put out feelers, part of the problem is that most guys or people are dumb and push it beyond where it's wanted. Not all, but a lot of people don't take a hint, and they can't take when someone's not interested in them. And we all know a million people like that.
Oh, sure.
It's like it's obvious to everyone she's not interested. And it's also at work now because, again, it's not just sexual harassment. It is the violent stuff that's happened at work over relationships.
Sure,
it just can't happen anymore. Just too many people have been shot. Too many people have had explosive fucking situations. The girl's scared to come to work because the fucking guy is just, the employers don't want to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
So I know it's easy for me to say because I don't have to deal with it, but you just can't do it at work. Work somewhere with a fucking hot chick. Or you find someone outside of work is the point of it.
I think that would be insane to the individual. You go to work and you're naturally attracted to someone and want to date them and possibly marry them, and you can't say a word. That's
unrequited
crazy.
love. Ah, the heartbreak. Yes, indeed.
Guy goes, I work with a guy who wears mascara at work, and how do I address that?
With a heart on.
See, whatever. That's the whatever stuff. That wouldn't bother me. Who cares?
Yeah.
Gives a fuck.
All right. Sexy.
Well, I think we're going to get some answers from our pal who's no longer with us. It's almost been 2 years, right?
Patrice?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh, my God.
He did a whole bit on sexual harassment.
He did, yes.
So I think that it'll wrap up this whole hour and a half nicely.
Nice little package.
It's almost 2 fucking years.
2 years, right around this time.
I didn't realize it was the anniversary was coming up.
Time to grow the beard again.
Fuck, man.
For my pal Patrice O'Neill.
Damn, man.
You got that, E-Rock?
Yes, I do.
All right, we're going to do that. We got one of our favorite people coming in today. I can't wait for Ian Halperin.
Oh, man.
I can't wait. It's been way too long.
He hasn't been on the show in quite a while, but he makes enough of an impact that a lot of people remember who he is, of course.
Yes.
Ian Halperin. His Highness.
His Highness
Hollywood.
His Highness Hollywood, Ian Halperin.
In studio for the first
show.
time in probably at least 2 years.
Google it.
Yeah.
It might be the first time since he brought in the dude with the fake French accent.
Oh, remember that guy?
What a character.
I forgot about that guy. And maybe some Jocktober, as Jocktober comes to an end in another day or two.
Man,
Hey, what's with the Scott and Todd interviewing Tyson? Did you see that? Did anybody see that?
Yeah.
People keep tweeting.
Kind of went viral, too, man.
Why?
TMZ picked it up for whatever
Because they asked him
reason.
about Chris Brown.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ.
Chris Brown throw that punch on what?
I got a fist on my face.
I got a tattoo on my cheek.
I can't even feel my own nose.
Oh, Tyson punched you in the face. How did that feel,
that wasn't
Scott?
I can't even feel my own nose.
Oh, my
Is that the guy
God.
Chris Brown punched? Oh, no, that's, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what did you think about Amistad?
I want to see the boat movie.
Oh, that's
We
good.
might do a little Scott and Todd today, I think.
No, not today.
Tomorrow?
Well,
What day is today?
Today is Wednesday,
I was
the 30th.
I was planning on doing Scott and Todd today.
Yeah.
But yesterday, when they had Tyson in studio and everything, Todd wasn't even there.
Whoa.
They didn't say he wasn't there, and they still did a phone scam as if he was. But he wasn't.
All right, so we'll do something else today?
Yeah, I got another show today.
And we got to continue with the people we were doing yesterday, and turns out the broad's a fan of ours.
Oh.
And she tweeted about Jocktober.
Yeah.
She wrote something like, I've been laughing my ass off all month about Jocktober.
Oh, no.
And then something like Karma's a bitch.
Oh, guys.
I forgot the exact tweet. We'll find it after the break.
We weren't that mean to them yesterday, though, because they weren't like nearly as bad as other shows. We weren't that.
Yeah, we almost said how hot she was.
Yeah, she was cute. And
yeah.
You can't laugh.
In some
at
photos, she's almost hot. You know, that's a compliment.
Yeah.
And you can't laugh at Jocktober and then do fake radio bits and then expect not to, you know.
Well, Sam, have a heart.
Yeah.
Be a person.
I mean, to the broadcasters that want to take us seriously this month, just stop with the nonsense.
Yeah,
you don't need to do the fake phone calls. You know, do something else with that time.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious now. Can't do the phony phone calls anymore. They're not legal.
Wait to hear today's show.
Oh, no.
All right, we'll do that next, I guess. But first, Patrice O'Neill wrapping up everything we were talking about with sexual harassment.
Like, ladies, let's discuss, let's discuss harassment for a second. Let's just, you feel it a little bit? Like, let's just discuss it. Why can't I harass you? Sometimes. I can never harass you, never. And I'm not talking about, ooga booga. Like, I'm talking just. At the job. It's unfair that I can't harass you at the workplace. Like, you looking how you looking, and I can't just a little something that has to do, like, you got to be careful just to say, hey, you look beautiful today. That's how messed up the game is. I think you should be able to comment on any part of the body that you see. If you, I'm serious. What's your name? What's your name? Jeannie. Now, Jeannie, no disrespect, but if I work with you, I should be able to walk in and go, oh, Jeannie, beautiful titty meat you have there. And, because I see that. But whatever the scientific term is, I'm looking at Mr. A 4.9 grade point average. What's the science term for the titty meat? What's the actual? And it's not the cleavage. I mean, the cleavage is the space in the middle. I'm talking about the meat. The meat, the titty part. And I'm not being foul, just, you know, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Just so I can go through the rest of the day without pretending that I don't see. Which, you understand what I'm saying? I mean, let's work out a deal. Don't get me fired. Having women work with men, right, is like having a grizzly bear work with salmon. Dipped in honey, like, so, now you dip the salmon in the honey, right, grizzly bears, and the salmon get to walk through comfortable with honey and fish and good morning, grizzly bears. And the grizzly bears is like, hey, you can't even growl, like, what's up, fish? Oh my God, human resources. The grizzly bear just did grizzly bear stuff. So, like, I can't even go, hey, good morning, fish, good morning. Oh, I can't touch you, like, oh, look at that. Oh, let me just get a little bit of that fish, a little bit. Get that honey. Oh, my God. Fish and honey, man. That's my favorite. Usually I kill fish and eat them and stuff, but I just wanted to just rub a little bit of that. God damn. That's oppressive. Like, you shouldn't even... And there's cameras everywhere. You can't do, like, weird stuff behind her back. Like... Why would it be disrespectful? I said, what's your name? Terrell. If I go, hey, Terrell, we work together. And I go, Terrell, hey, do me a favor. Let me know when you're getting up to go to the bathroom so I can sniff your chair. That's disrespectful because it's sexual, but that keeps me from being... Like, I think there should be a holiday, for lack of a better word, harassment day, but not, that sounds whatever, but I mean a day where I get to find out, like, because, and this is why it should be harassment day, because women get to be inappropriate sexually all the time. You get to be inappropriate. And when I say inappropriate, I mean say hello to me too close. Hi. Or some weird massage because you think we're friends and you, good morning, a little kiss, and he's just like, oh boy. And you think in your head, man, I wonder if I don't know. But harassment day allows you to be able to ask all year. I say the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. And it's a beautiful day. Flowers and everything. You buy her flowers. You just real cool. You walk up. You're respectful. You say, hey, how are you? You know, good afternoon, Terrell. Happy harassment day. And you just, like, say, listen, I was wondering all year if you would suck my dick in the broom closet. And you just be like, no, thank you, I'm not. And you be like, thank you, keep the flowers. I just thought I made a mistake. I thought you was a hoe all year. I was confused. I thought you was a hoe, but you're not.
The Opie and Anthony Show. The Opie and Anthony Show.
Want to wish our pal Kevin Pollak a very happy birthday today. I know he's listening.
Really?
Listens every day. Yep. Happy birthday, Kevin.
Does he share a birthday with Henry Winkler?
He sure does. The Fonz is 68 today.
68 for the Fonz, huh?
It's been a while. We got to get the Fonz back in here.
Hey, get your reverse mortgage.
We had Richie Cunningham last week. We got to get the Fonz back.
Certainly did.
Oh, I know. Oh, okay. Orson Welles because...
the Halloween broadcast?
The War of the Worlds aired
War of the Worlds.
75 years ago today.
Find me a jury. Crisp crumb coating. Crisp crumb coating. It doesn't roll off the tongue. Crisp crumb coating.
And we got the Red Sox winning the World Series tonight.
Oh, boy.
That's right. Guaranteed.
It is a guarantee.
Absolutely. It's a lock.
I picked this one. It's going to be my first good pick in many, many years.
Your gunshots all over Boston right now.
It's my first good pick in many years.
Yeah.
I think I finally picked the winner.
Is this the first time they can win at home?
Since 1918.
1918. I remember that.
How happy will people be if they lose there? How bad will that be?
I hope they run on the field. Go old school. That would be great.
Rip down the Green Monster.
All that shit should happen tonight if they clinch at home.
There's no way they could lose. It's a lock.
It's totally
Everyone
a lock.
knows it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Shut up.
No, don't worry. I got this one. I got this one this time.
Opie's got it.
I got it.
Yeah.
I finally figured out my sports curse. It's good. We're good.
The best part is it's not a bit because Opie really wants them to win. He's a fan.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a fan.
Well, but we all
between
know,
the two teams, yes, I would pick the Red Sox over the Cardinals every single time. Yes.
So, what do you think the odds are of a Red Sox win tonight?
It's a guarantee.
Guarantee, 100%.
100%.
All right.
I don't even need to put odds on it.
Heard it here, folks.
Yep.
What about that new bit we talked about that you guys wanted me to do, but I didn't know if I wanted to do it?
Oh no.
You ask him.
What bit was that, Jim?
Shinkles conundrums?
No, I don't think we ever mentioned Shinkles conundrums.
It's braid teasers for the braid. Like, before Mount Everest was discovered, what was the highest mountain in the world? Shinkle about it.
I'm not going with... Oh, I just really cringed right there. Shinkle about it.
You don't like that?
I fucking hate Craig Shinkle.
Why do you do this to us?
I do it to you. I do it to myself 23 hours a day.
Why does he do this to us?
He does it to himself.
I do it to myself all day. You think it's just here? I walk around going, Shinkles conundrums. Oh, that's repulsive. I'll bring that to the show. Believe me, I live with this. It's awful.
I live with this.
Shinkle about it.
Shinkle about it. They have to point at your head when you say that, too, though. Shinkle about it.
Well, we could squeeze in Jocktober before His Highness arrives.
Are people this stupid? It says, Opie, they haven't won at Fenway since 1918. They won the series in 2004.
Oh.
That's exactly what we said.
The question was, when was the last time they won at home?
They won at home.
And the answer is 1918.
And Opie said 1918.
I know they won the World Series in 2004, was it?
Jayster is a dickbag.
Please block him or yank him out of the room today.
You want me to bounce him?
Please, please.
Jayster, sorry, you're gone. There he goes.
Just listen. Oh, there's plenty of times I fuck up.
That's how it happens.
They don't like the high voice either, so I make sure I use the high voice now.
People got to pay. I rule this room with an iron fist.
Same way you rule your asshole.
It's someone else's iron fist.
You listen long enough, you'll hear me fucking up a lot, but that one was not a fuck up.
Yeah.
The question was, when was the last time at home?
Exactly. I remember asking that very question.
1918.
Right.
I'll be watching tonight.
1918.
I haven't watched a full World Series game.
No?
No, but I do watch for a few innings. I notice Tim McCarver is just a babbling idiot.
Yeah.
It's about time he leaves.
Is it time for him to
And then Joe
step
Buck
down?
is looking like a leprechaun or something. I don't know. What is he doing?
I don't know.
He's got really dark, like, reddish eyebrows and really dark hair.
These guys get old, you know.
He went over the top with his dye job.
Oh.
I think he might add a little follicles, too. Just a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Make it a little fuller in front.
He did have that giant forehead.
Is that? No, that's...
Giant.
I don't know. He just looks a little creepy on camera because he made his eyebrows too dark or something. You'll notice tonight. You'll see. You'll see for yourself.
I won't be watching.
You won't?
No, I don't. I have no interest in this
It's a pretty good
World
story,
Series.
though, that the Red Sox could win at home for the first time. Pretty much for the first time ever.
Dumb Al-Qaeda beards and fucking...
We'll acknowledge it's 1918.
Yeah.
You don't give a turkey, do you, Andrew?
I do not give a single turkey.
And we got some knowledge yesterday. They started growing the beards in spring training. I did not know that.
Didn't they?
Because usually that's like a playoff beard, but it's obvious that they were growing it longer than just the playoffs. What, they just decided in spring training to just grow beards all year long?
Maybe it was a motivator, like, hey, that way when we get to the playoffs and the series, we got these big beards, people talk about it.
Right.
I don't like beards.
Why not?
I just think they're very itchy, like they would scratch.
Yeah, shinkle about it.
Shinkle about it.
Oh, I hate the way he says it.
Points at his head.
Yeah.
Shinkles conundrums.
We have a couple things. We have Jocktober, and we also have another Mike Francesa thing.
Oh, really?
At the Daily News Reporter?
Well, we never played that.
That was fun. They had a little battle.
They yelled. They were yelling and screaming at each other. We never played that, but then we got the guy that does a great impression of Mike Francesa. We have our own guy that does a great impression of Mike Francesa. It's not the same guy who did the 1776 video.
Yeah, now he does like a Civil War one, apparently.
Yeah, now he's got a follow-up. It's Mike Francesa discussing the Civil War.
Francesa through history, it looks like he's going to do.
Can we hear a little of this? See where it goes?
Okay.
You don't need the big, long intro. Intros takes fucking forever. It's ridiculous.
The battlefields of Antietam. And listen, it's probably going to be a small skirmish, not a big deal. That's why we have the studio set up.
Wait a second. If he's so smart, why is he trampling on the Constitution?
Just because you don't like the guy, Mike,
if he's a smart lawyer, why is he...
Just because you don't like the guy...
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Mike,
Jim.
don't yell. Let me take my point.
Wait a second.
You know, thanks for the call. You're gone. I'm not going to yell over you, okay? When Lincoln got elected, okay, at some point, they decided, oh, we're going to walk around the White... They became the lords of the White House. They all started, wearing these top hats, walking around, oh, we're going to get rid of habeas corpus. Oh, we're going to talk about freeing the slaves. You're not doing any of that. You're in the North. What you have to be worried about is this. Who's going to be on your side? Nobody. The Europeans are going to side with the South. Why?
I love he's always on the wrong side.
He gets everything wrong.
They need the cotton. The South has the cotton. We're going to go to the phones now. First up, we got Dan in Charleston, South Carolina. What's going on, Dan?
Hey, Mike. How you doing?
Good. What's up?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you'd want to hear my top 5 generals.
Oh, real excited. Yeah,
all right. First, I have Alexander the Great. Second, I have Artie Lang.
Okay. Why do you even bother? It's not going to get on the air. I don't know. Does Artie, give you, a gold star or something for doing things like that? I don't understand. Why don't you do something useful with your time? God, I mean, why don't you go help somebody?
It's good.
You wait on the line. He waited on the line for 2 hours. 2 hours.
That's exactly what he does.
Go help somebody. Why don't you go help somebody bring back their lost slaves or the runaway slaves or something? Help somebody. Do something nice for a change. God.
Something nice.
The Underground Railroad.
What?
You know, the Underground Railroad.
I don't know what that is. Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
The Underground Railroad, Mike, with Harriet Tubman.
Who? Alright, thanks for the call. I mean, listen, folks, you're going to call up, you're going to start making things up, making up names. Harriet Tubman? What kind of name is that? Underground Railroad? Mom, do you ever hear that? I actually was on, I've been actually going on the railroads a lot lately, actually, yeah. You know who I ran into on the railroad the other day? John Wilkes Booth, yeah. John Wilkes Booth. I ran into John Wilkes Booth on the railroad. How about that? Great guy. Real nice guy. He can't stand Lincoln, though. He hates Lincoln. Oh. Yeah, I told him, you should probably do something constructive about that. Because you can't let all that hate boil up, Probably do something about that, okay? Go ahead.
I just wanted to talk a little bit about, my father recently passed away, and he really loved his...
Sorry. Gonna have to cut you off there. Call back another time. We now welcome in the General of the Union out west. Probably the only member of the Union that'll come on with me nowadays. General Ulysses S. Grant. General, welcome to the show. How are you?
How are you, Mike? Great to be on.
Alright, now we're gonna go to Philip in Montgomery, Alabama. What's going on, Philip?
Yeah, Mike, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I just want to talk a little bit about A-Rod for a minute. Something's been bothering me about...
We're not doing that today. We're not taking A-Rod calls today. Call back 150 years from now, then we'll do it. The Union and the Confederacy about to square off. Now listen. I don't think this will be a major battle. I don't think there will be a heavy loss of life. But I do think this is an important battle. Because I think this will cement the war for Robert E. Lee. This will show everybody, and this will finally shut that clown up that's in the White House about any talks of freeing slaves. This will be the battle that shifts the tide to the Confederacy. Okay? Because once Robert E. Lee penetrates Maryland, it's all over. It's all over for the Union. But listen, I can't give you exact play-by-play. Okay, I'm not allowed. I'll get in trouble if I give you exact play-by-play of what's going on the battlefield. Oh, what? Wow, was that a direct hit? Did he just hit him? Mons, was that a direct hit with the cannon? Okay, folks, Robert E. Lee just directed cannon fire towards the center, okay? And that, wow, what? McKellen refuses to send in the second line. Wow. Wow, but, and listen, I can't do exact play-by-play, but, okay, but, why isn't he sending in the second line? Yeah, but let's be honest. You got a little help there. You got a little help towards the end of that battle. That's why, you know, I mean, let's be honest. Your rise to prominence really started because you got help during that battle and during that struggle. What are you trying to say, Mike? Well, wait a second. Wait. Well, don't get sensitive here, okay? I know you're going to be a little sensitive. You're going to be sensitive. I mean, come on. General.
You're trying to say I needed help to win that battle.
I think he goes too long with these stuff.
But yeah, he should probably do them shorter.
Yeah.
But he's a great. I'm guessing Mike likes these too. I'll bet you Mike.
He refuses to acknowledge them. He says he hasn't.
YouTube. He hasn't seen him. He doesn't know.
Oh God, no!
I don't know what YouTube is.
He's not. Of course he's seen them, but he doesn't want to acknowledge that he's seen them.
I don't know what a YouTube.
He doesn't watch YouTube. He doesn't watch.
Okay.
Guy needs a little better production value too.
Yeah.
Like he's miking.
I kind of like that. It's cheesy.
But he's miking the room instead of himself.
Yeah, he's got a fucking.
He should at least mic himself.
Headset mic.
Right.
I think our guy does a bit of a better Francesa. This guy does a great Francesa. But the guy that calls up racist Francesa, I think, does a better pure Francesa.
Yeah.
Even though this guy's good.
Yeah, this guy's got like the mannerisms and stuff.
Yeah.
He cuts a collar off or his dumb smile.
Yeah. All right. I think we got to go back in a break for live reads because we went so long.
Oh, I hate that.
I know it happens. And then
goodness.
We got His Highness coming in today for the first time in years.
Yep.
A couple of years at least.
Ian.
I think Jim Jeffries is calling in to say hi quickly today, and I think we're going to squeeze in some Jocktober next.
Squeeze.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, yeah. Getting ready for Jocktober. Let's do some Jocktober. Ian Halperin will be in studio in a few minutes. What is he even promoting?
Well, he's in town. He's filming a movie.
What's the
what
filming?
movie this
what movie
time?
is it?
I did no research on Ian Halperin's
He's
appearance today.
He's filming a special. I know last time he was in town 2 years ago, he was filming a movie about Lady Gaga that he was actually he's going to put me in. He told me.
Nice.
Hey, how'd that work out?
Yes, I guess he just hasn't gotten to my part yet.
Oh, right, okay.
Did the movie ever hit?
Still editing.
Or is he still working on the movie?
Well, I think he must still be filming. Cause,
of course,
yeah.
But, I mean, no, we got a whole one sheet full of information.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I see that. I like the one sheet of info on Ian Halperin.
Yeah.
Want to make sure you
I
guys
actually love it, actually.
That way, it's just something you can
reference.
You can pick off the bullet points to figure out your questioning.
Well, for the people who don't know, His Highness
Hollywood.
His Highness Hollywood, Ian Halperin. Ian is an accomplished saxophone player.
True.
Ian loves black women.
All right.
Ian has lots of sex. He has claimed to have had a threesome with Jill Nicolini. That's sex. We are here to say I highly doubt it, by the way.
And he only started claiming that after he found out Ant was dating her at the time, which was about 3 to 4 years ago.
Right.
Was it 3 to 4 years?
Ian once took a photo nearly nude with Troy in a bed. That's true. When he had his bed in, I guess, that no one cared about, in a hotel somewhere with the American flag on the wall.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah, the press that covered that event consisted of me and Troy.
Right. Ian is in town to film a special. We know that. Ian routinely gets the scoop.
Yeah.
Ian has a unique fashion sense. Oh, and you forgot that he buys friends and women.
Look. Yeah, they showed the other one, Fox News.
Yeah,
I miss the show.
Imus is showing the mic.
Yeah, it's taken over. You forgot about that. Ian really doesn't have any friends. And remember the time he brought those 2 women in, making believe he was partying with them all night? And then we broke it down, and it turns out he hired them.
He buys friends for the day.
The one woman finally admitted it.
We got her on the phone.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was an actress that he hired off Craigslist.
What?
Many people theorize that he has a crush on Anthony Cumia. Oh, yeah, and Ian once brought a man to the studio with a French accent, but the accent disappeared when he was in the bathroom.
Yeah, a fake French accent.
I can't wait to see
I don't know what to make of Ian.
There's nothing to be made of him.
He's the man.
Just enjoy it.
Is that it?
Yes.
All right.
Sam and I are very excited.
It's Jocktober.
Oh, yeah.
A celebration of all things shitty in radio.
It's not very nice.
Fantastic failures of pontificating proportions.
That's so bad.
Wow.
An interactive exploration of what makes radio rancid. Jocktober.
OMG.
Hosts, holes, bits, and stunt boys.
This isn't funny.
It's time for Jocktober.
Want to see the boat movie?
Nice. Did we find that tweet from Melissa from yesterday? We took, what was the show? See, I forgot the show from yesterday already.
I believe it was Melissa and Jack.
Oh, yeah, Melissa and Jack. We were talking about them yesterday for Jocktober. We didn't finish their little Jocktober segment. And there was actually a bit on there I wanted to get to.
They skated.
But Melissa, she's on Twitter, she writes, which one was it now?
It's this one right here.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm an O&A fan, been sadly laughing, cringing at Jocktober, bits all month. Karma, I guess. It's
She writes,
LOL.
I'm an O&A fan, been
Yeah,
sadly laughing, cringing at Jocktober bits all month. Karma, I guess, LOL, in response to somebody saying they heard her
Yeah.
getting lambasted yesterday.
Oh, man. Wouldn't have assumed a...
Oh, it was the Entourage thing. I guess we don't have to do that. They went on and on and on and on about the fact that Entourage is going to be a movie.
Oh, great.
The reason that there's 3 tracks is because that's the same story done 3 times throughout the same
Right.
one
Don't do
show.
that. If she's a fan, don't do that.
Don't. Yeah.
No.
And it's not. It's not.
No, don't do that.
Just don't do that.
Roll up the newspaper.
Yes.
No.
Put your face in it.
And you won't be on our radar. Why would you do that?
Exactly. Yeah. It was, and it's not like they replayed it. It's a 1-minute entertainment story that they just did 3 times in the same show.
Oh boy.
As if it was new every time.
No, you don't need to do that.
Same jokes sprinkled in.
No. Well, today we go to Detroit.
That's right, we do.
Big fucking bird.
The bald eagle.
The eagle.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
Do you pet them, or are they not friendly?
What?
I don't know.
When the guy's holding it.
Oh, look at the fox.
What does the
Canine cat? Oh, a gray fox.
Why don't you get one of those for your house?
Yeah, that'd be great.
A canine cat, it's called, like you said.
It's a gray fox.
That looks kind of cool.
What does he say though?
Is that right?
And when you're the smallest carnivore, the wolves, the coyotes.
All right. That stupid animal segment on TV. Oh,
Who doesn't
God.
like a good animal segment?
What's he say though?
Win, 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 win. Beer, 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 beer.
Yeah. What does the chip say?
Look at those beards. It's going down at Fenway tonight. And then they shave their heads to make it even more.
Do all of them have it?
Ridiculous.
Well, a lot of them have it.
It looks stupid.
Big Poppy wasn't all in. He's got a little something, but he didn't go all in.
Yeah.
Because that would have been like a Philly beard for Big Poppy.
Oh, yeah. Ooh,
That's
a
cool.
lynx.
The lynx is nice. Is
That's pretty cool looking.
that a wild animal?
A little.
What do
oh,
you
yeah.
think?
Look at his face.
It has
That
wild
shit
animal
will-
hair.
That shit will rip your fucking throat.
Yeah, he's
Let's get some of these animals in studio.
powerful predators. The lynx.
How big do they get, the lynx?
I don't think much bigger than
I
that.
bet
to tell you
that's
the
about
truth.
it.
They're pretty.
It's a cat.
Pretty small. Yeah.
No,
look at
those
his
are fucking paws.
Look at those paws. They're
Oh
huge.
my God, that is
In the
giant.
grasslands and just and dry. So we have Gabe here coming on with our little African serval.
Gabe is yawning.
Oh, what a pretty
people
animal.
actually
And you can see
have
the difference
these
here. Look
at
at
home.
we
a
talked about
serval.
the big feet and growing into the big feet of
Yeah.
lynx.
Look
With the
at the
serval, we've got the
serval.
giant ears, and those
What's a giraffe cat?
Look at how long his little legs are.
they are listening for birds flying.
Well, these guys aren't friends, I'm taking it.
Oh, they're
They actually
hissing.
are friends, but they play so rough.
Let's see him play.
We don't. They play so rough. Unfortunately, it doesn't make for good TV. But they do
That
get
would make
along.
great
They-
TV.
Of course it makes great TV. All right, at least they said that. Good.
I have a feeling any of these
Yeah,
animals
after
can
the
get
Oh, they did, yeah.
They did say that.
They did say that.
Let's do some Jocktober.
Jocktober.
We got to start getting animals back on our show. Remember the guy that had the baby elephant waiting outside?
We couldn't bring in the elevator.
I think that guy ended up getting arrested.
I think he did.
Some illegal
some fucking crimes against fucking animals.
Because, hey, man, if you want, I have a baby elephant on the street right now in a truck, but I don't know how to get it up here.
Bring him up. Oh, man.
I want to pet some animals.
Yeah.
The toucan.
You want to pet the trouser snake, Jim? With your tongue?
No, I don't. It's not the...
Give him a whole tongue petting.
That's a pecker.
You're very smart, Chippa.
Whoa. Fucking Jocktober sucks. Get over it.
Blow me.
Yo, Chippa, kiss the anaconda.
Guys, we can't do Jocktober today.
Why?
Oh, no.
Because DG Witty writes, of course, just me. I mean, there's other people on the show, you cunt.
Ouch.
Opie Radio, fucking Jocktober sucks. Get over it. Stop doing it. It's never funny. Real fans hate it, he says.
Oh, okay.
He speaks for everybody.
This is the...
real fans hate it.
The reaction that we want at the end of October for Jocktober. This is, we want everybody fed up with it.
Right.
So relax, Dick Big.
We go to Detroit today.
The day.
Detroit's hit music. Channel 9, they call themselves Channel 95.5?
They call themselves Channel 95.5.
I wonder what the PD's fucking and consultants' idea behind that was. Let's call it a channel.
Because that's different.
It's not a radio station anymore. You know, everything's on a channel.
We don't mind different, but then some of the different is like, who gives a fuck different?
It doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't matter. People are either going to listen or not.
If the content's there, you could call it fucking shithole
radio.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It is absolutely right. But a PD could never imagine to do something sort of like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to beat the shit out of Mojo in the morning.
Mojo in the morning.
I think there's a lot of Mojos in the morning across America.
Is it like
I think
Monique and Joe or something? Or
No. His name's Mojo.
His name.
He's got some mojo working, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Does he got a chick?
Well, Mojo rising, right?
Oh, yes.
Who are the principal players here?
Well, you're talking about Mojo.
Oh, boy.
Which one is the Mojo?
Mojo's right there. Right in the center, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You got Shannon, who's there to be like, Mojo, bless you.
Sweetie.
Fucking flu shot. That makes sense.
Another one. She don't look, well,
she looks all right.
Too bad there, but we know that chicks in radio can be what they call two faces.
Can be a bit on the frumpy side.
Something could happen in that next photo.
All right.
And then, of course, you got your wild man on the loose.
Oh, shit.
And that's Spike. Spike.
Oh,
God.
Spike, why don't you come in here and tell us what you did last night? Oh, man. Whoa. Out there drinking with my friend.
I'll get us all fired if I tell you. I mean, my God, man, I can't do that.
Spike.
Spike's a little bit of a liability.
Get ready on the dump button, because I'm not sure if this is going to fly.
He's a little bit of a liability, but when you want to rely on somebody to really get a good prank out there, Spike's your guy.
I like it.
Although I enjoyed the Dick Church picture. Oh. I saw that yesterday in my own travels.
Yeah?
Aerial shot of a church and it looks just like a dick.
Wow. That is fucked up.
Okay.
Anyway, it's Mojo in the morning. Detroit's hit music. He's the king of the radio bits, this Mojo guy.
Oh, yeah?
I find him to be. This is like I was thinking about putting together a compilation of all the different bits we featured during the month of Jocktober this year.
Sure.
Why bother when you could just listen to Mojo?
Oh, okay.
Really? He's doing the...
All right, Mojo.
Because he may or may not be doing every single one.
Well, the first one is the senseless survey.
Senseless survey.
That's a new one.
This is a staple of my radio. The senseless.
What?
The senseless survey.
Did you say census or senseless?
Senseless.
That's funny, because remember when the census was a thing?
Yep.
You're in your car and you just start yelling at your radio. Who gives a fuck?
Hey, people wait for these benchmarks.
You think?
Yeah.
It's time for an official government survey. It's Mojo in the Morning's Senseless Survey.
Production.
Hello?
Hello, sir. This is Mr. Dabalinikon from the U.S. Census Bureau. How are you?
It's funny.
Fine.
Good. We got your census form in the mail, the one that you mailed out to us a few months ago.
Yes.
He doesn't sound like a Mojo.
No, that's Spike.
Ah.
You don't sound like a Spike.
You don't sound like a Spike.
What does he sound like?
Spike has to be more, you know.
Yeah. Hey, whoa, look out, look out.
Can't even believe I made it to work this morning.
Whiskey and cigarette voice.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A few months ago,
yes,
the back page, there was 2 questions left blank. Can I just ask you those 2 questions really quickly?
Yeah.
First, starting with, how do you feel the U.S. economy is shaping up?
Good question.
Poor.
And how many times this year have you been struck by lightning?
What?
None.
And finally, have you ever used a Post-it note to remind you to buy more Post-it notes?
Oh.
No.
And are you more lovey-dovey or schmoozy-woozy?
Ah, that's a good one.
Goosey gooey.
And, sir, what is your favorite curse word? All right, perfect.
What did he say?
Can I say this, though? That's the most convincing guy on the line that I've heard, though. The other guy really sounds like a real caller.
Yeah.
By the way, he's answering these mundane, awful questions.
Senseless questions, you mean?
But I mean, if he's a fake, he's actually a really good fake because he just sounds awful.
Well, he's not really good, though. It's boring as all fuck.
Yeah, that's not a good bit.
These are like pilgrims.
Just like him.
Right. Being that census surveys are so topical, and this is going so well.
We continue?
You got to continue.
Yeah.
And when's the last time you had a good pillow fight?
I guess about 5 weeks ago.
And have you
With
created
my
a
grandmother,
blog
she was
to
on her
write
back, and I put one over her face, and I won. I won her inheritance.
Weeks ago.
And have you created a blog to write about your favorite Supreme Court justice?
No.
And just the last 2 questions. Which would you rather have, 6 of one or half a dozen of the other?
Oh, my God. This is awful.
So bad.
Terrible.
What are you doing?
It's the same fucking thing.
Go on, Jim.
A little
Terrible.
having fun with wordplay, are you?
Well, it's just senseless.
Wordplay's fun.
6.5.
And if an angel gets his wings every time a bell rings, what happens when a foghorn blows?
I guess fly away.
I'll say I get cum in my mouth. Cartoon humor.
No, but it just, the absurdity of hearing that from a grown-up, it just struck me, this is our job.
Right.
I am the worst.
No, but that was perfect at work.
Now we got a real problem on our hands. The one guy on Twitter, I already forgot his fucking Twitter handle. Said real fans don't like Jocktober.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Now I got a guy, it's EIHT on Twitter. He writes, real fan here, I love Jocktober.
Now what do we do?
So now what do we do?
Talk
Because
about
the
a
other guy said the
conundrum.
real fans don't like Jocktober, and this guy's saying the real fans do like Jocktober.
More importantly, the fans of the show that we're featuring, Mojo in the Morning, are even stranger than ours. There's a photo on their Facebook.
Right.
And it appears to be, I don't know if this is a Photoshop
This
or...
is a Jocktober mashup.
This could be legit. This looks to be Dennis Falcone, who's in great shape, having sex with Terry Clifford from behind.
Son of a bitch. I was suspicious the whole time with this guy.
According to this photo, it looks like Dennis Falcone and
I'm
Terry
not
Clifford are engaged.
sure. It's a very good job, but it might be photoshopped.
Really?
You got to kind of say that, yes.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Maybe.
No, you don't really, but it's such a ludicrous fucking square picture pasted over people's faces.
The heads are the same size as the bodies.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Get photoshopped. Cheap.
All
these
right.
days.
And if you had a vanity license plate, what would it say?
This is still going, huh?
Bob.
Bob? Have you checked to see if that's available?
I can't get it. Somebody already has it.
Somebody already has Bob? Get out of here.
So I got somebody coming to the door.
Oh, go ahead. I'll wait. There's no one coming to his door. I think he lied
that was
to
actually
me.
a real caller. Huh?
Could have been. They might have snuck that in.
Send us questions, and Spike will use them.
Oh, God, will he? He will use your questions.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes these radio shows do take the chance and squeeze in
that guy
a
was
real
too
phone
good to be an
call,
actor,
but-
man.
Yeah, but the bit itself stinks. Who cares?
You want to combine a good bit with real people.
Or how about you have to kind of, like, not just ask the question, then you have to kind of go with it a little bit, right?
Yeah, or
and interact with the guy.
Actually ask uncomfortable questions,
Right.
not half a dozen in the other.
You guys remember Melissa and Jack? And Melissa's a fan of the show.
Two American kids growing up in the heartland?
No. Jack and Diane.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Melissa and Jack is different.
Jack and Diane in the morning.
Forgot that.
You know it's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Melissa and Jack, and Melissa is a fan of the show, and blah, 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 and she's bummed that we took shots at her.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? Yeah.
That's a teeny
micro penis.
Micro penis.
Sucked into a big fat belly.
With a lot of...
Christ.
What is it called? The pubis fat? The
pubis fat.
Pubis?
The fatty pubis?
What's the pubis fat called? Pubis fat.
I don't know. Was there a dumb name for that?
Probably some type of fatty pubis.
That's when the fat cells coagulate and they become liquefied and they solidify inside your skin. No, it's a pouch.
A
pouch of fatty pubis, which is what my mustache is made out of. The hairs that grow under a fatty pubis. I use those, then I use worm semen to glue them to my face.
Well, remember Melissa and Jack? They were doing that second date bit.
Yeah.
And if Melissa truly is a fan of ours, and if she's listening right now, just do us a favor and just don't do that bit anymore, please.
Just drop it.
Start there.
That was their alternative to War of the Roses.
Well, don't do War of the Roses either. And remember we said that, I bet you this is a bit that a lot of radio shows are doing, the second date bit?
Uh-huh.
Well... Just in case you didn't believe us yesterday.
It's the second date update on Mojo in the morning.
And they can't even, this is what drives me nuts, they can't even, like, make it their own by just changing the name of it.
Right. Nothing. Not 1 ounce of originality.
That's terrible, man.
Why?
Second
you make
date
it to
is a
Detroit
bit,
radio. That's a big market, and you're doing these shitty bits that everyone else is doing. Why would you do that to yourself?
I bet the second date bit people don't allow you to change the name.
Probably.
Because they want it to become a big thing so they could sell it to other
It's branded?
stations. Oh, yeah.
Well, as a PD, I would say, no thank you. We don't need any of these branded fucking bits.
And then you just do them yourself.
Well, or
rip them off yourself.
Well, creativity, you spin shit and make it your own.
Yeah.
That's the key to creativity. People are all influenced with people that came before them, but if you're just completely ripping them off, that's horrible.
Your own ideas.
But you're influenced, and you spin it and make it kind of your own.
Then it's unique.
Why can't a PD hire some radio people and go, I have confidence in my guys that we don't need these branded bits?
Oh, they did.
If you're going to do a bit, make original. How can they not have...
But you could say, okay, radio stations are doing the second date bit. What could we do here in Detroit? And then you throw it around a little bit and figure something out.
Yeah.
Like say you had a guy who had brain teasers.
I don't know who you're talking about.
You do something like... Shackle's conundrums.
No.
What word in the English language is always spelled incorrectly? Shackleberry.
So anyway, they do second date just like Melissa and Jack do.
It's the answer incorrectly.
It's the second date update on Mojo in the morning.
All right, so second date update here. Danny, it sounds like, actually had a pretty good date. Matter of fact, Danny, how many dates did you get with Megan?
Oh, I had 2 with Megan, but that was 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. So you haven't talked to her then in 3 weeks?
No, but it was 2 days in a row. It was really weird. The first day, we went out for dinner, and then the following day, like, we touched base, and she came over to my place, and we hung out and watched a movie. So I thought things were moving, really, really freaking fast. And then 3 weeks go by.
Now, you also told us that she spent the night with you. Was that on the first date or the second date?
Second date.
What was the spending the night thing? Was that intentional? Were you guys fooling around with each other, or what was the deal?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. It's always on the back of everybody's mind, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's the same guy.
I mean, it happened on the second
Sounds
date.
like the same
Sounds
guy.
like him.
What? No.
No? Okay.
No, this... Oh, you mean as the other date call?
It sounds exactly like the guy
like
from
the
yesterday.
same guy from the other date call,
Right.
right?
We playing back-to-back? I thought you meant something else.
Yeah.
And then, and then they don't even inject their own personalities into these fucking bits everyone's doing. So it might as well be the exact same station.
Why would you hire people
Time for the
to do
sake of
this?
it. All right, hold on. So you're thinking...
You'd think you'd want to hire some...
Hold on.
Syndicate the same morning show.
Okay.
This is from yesterday.
Second Date Playback on 103.7 Play.
Second Date is where we attempt to help you with your love life. Sometimes you go on what you thought was a great first date, only to have the person not call you, not text you afterwards, just completely ignore you. And that's where we come in. We actually put them on the radio, and we try to get them to tell you what went wrong and why they haven't called you back for a second date.
Good morning, Craig. How are you?
Pretty good.
All right, Craig, so tell us what happened.
So this girl that comes into the bar where I bartend.
I would say different already.
Yeah? Good date. Matter of fact, Danny, how many dates did you get with Megan?
Oh, I had 2 with Megan, but that was 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Huh. And she has been, I guess you would say, hounding me for like the last 2 months.
So you haven't talked to her then in 3 weeks?
No, but it was 2 days in a row. It was really weird. The first day, we went out for dinner. Her friends have also been mentioning it. She's just been really in.
They're different guys. It's hard to tell.
Definitely different.
The phone tonality is different, but
they're
different.
So whatever happened there, I didn't listen. So now they get the broad on the phone.
Oh, right.
Just like
That's
yesterday.
where it gets crazy. Well, I have to let you know, she is safe. We were able to get in touch with her and got her on the phone. So she is alive, and there is...
Wait, what? Why is this guy calling that guy? What's the premise there? Because yesterday, remember, it was a friend.
Oh, yeah.
The guy called up and said, his date had gone poorly, and now he doesn't know... He said, I don't even know if the girl's safe because she hasn't called me in 3 weeks. So now the guy's just going to call the girl. The Mojo is just going to call the girl.
But how would he already... We got a hold of the girl if they didn't even know they were taking this call yet.
Right, there's no setup as to how.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. There's no justification for him calling.
Right, so
the
that's why I got confused. The guy called in saying, I had a horrible second date or whatever. And then this guy's like, well, she's okay. We got a hold of her. But why would you get a hold of her if you didn't take the call yet?
Exactly.
They put no work into it. There's no writing. There's no nothing.
Oh, boy. A reason why she hasn't been calling you back, and we're going to find out exactly what's going on this morning. Say hello, if you can, Megan, to Danny, who is worried about you.
Hello.
Oh, boy.
Hey.
Normally this is awkward. This is really awkward.
This is very awkward.
time.
It's awkward because it's not believable. At least you're admitting. Oh, you're not admitting that? Oh, you just think it's awkward?
Yeah. Very awkward. Megan, Danny was worried about you because he was worried about your safety because he hadn't been able to get in touch with you in the last 3 weeks.
That's not true. He was just wondering why you haven't called him back.
Oh, boy. Right to the point.
Well, to be honest, I noticed something about his car that just turns me off.
Oh, body in the trunk.
Something about what? A missing passenger seat and handcuffs.
Something about his car that turned you off.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was it about his car that turned you off?
His license plate says
Ass man?
Studley.
Wait,
You broke up there. Say it again.
His license plate says Studley and then the number 1.
He's got a vanity plate.
Oh.
Who gets Studley for themselves? Come on, that's so cheesy.
Danny, see, they don't even believe their own premise of that. That's their own brain slipping.
Yeah, they're like, who would get that?
They're getting mad at the intern who wrote this unbelievable script.
Come on, that's so cheesy.
Danny, is that true? Do you have a license? Is your license plate Studley and then what the number 1?
Some bad acting.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's true.
See, if it follows what you said the other day. Because you don't know really what to say as an actor there.
First of all, there are license plates that don't even get close to being Studley 1 that are rejected. A state wouldn't allow Studley as a fucking plate.
Exactly.
You just don't do that. Mojo in the morning, Christina.
Good morning, Mojo.
Good morning.
I agree with you about the whole vanity license plate thing, but that's not a reason to break up with someone.
Right.
So what I'm thinking is that Studley 1 just wasn't Studley in bed.
Oh, okay.
That
boy.
was bad.
Megan?
Yeah.
Anything you want to tell us about that?
I wouldn't necessarily disagree.
Okay.
She's trying to be polite about it.
Now she's being polite. She wasn't calling him back, but
I stopped breathing, I guess.
I know. I'm just like...
I don't even understand what happened.
It's the second date.
But who's the other broad?
Some caller.
They
went to the phones and said, hey, let's talk to the callers about if you think Studley 1 is a bad license plate.
And then the caller figured out that, maybe he just sucks in bed. And then she goes, well, I wouldn't disagree with that.
And they went, ooh.
Oh, God.
I'm kind of glad Jocktober's
I am really
over.
glad it's winding down.
Although tomorrow, we look at ourselves.
We turn the old camera around.
Yeah,
I forgot that.
And
we
look
do
at
this
our
every
own,
year.
Our own douchebaggery.
Just to show everyone that in the end, it's just fun.
Come on,
We're just having a
right?
good time.
Yeah.
Please do it early, because I have to leave a little early tomorrow. Please do it early. I don't want to miss it.
Yeah. I told the guys I don't even want to know what they picked. So it's going to be a complete surprise what horrendous, stupid radio thing we did in the past that they picked for the conclusion of Jocktober tomorrow.
Oh, boy.
Well, time for another Mojo original.
Original.
Yep. A little bit he likes to call. The phone scam.
Come on, no.
All right, so
this shit writes itself.
Let's tally it up so far. We started with Senseless Survey.
Right, which we hear every once in a while.
We moved on to the second date update.
Right, which we've heard from Jack and Melissa yesterday.
Now we move to phone scam.
Right,
phone scam.
As we look at Mojo in the Morning in Detroit for today's Jocktober.
It's Mojo in the Morning phone scams. Bruce just got a brand new fridge. But when the guys delivered the fridge, they didn't want to take the old one away, so he had to tip the guys, and he's still mad about it. So Spike's scamming him this morning.
It's Mojo in the Morning.
What's the premise?
Something about a refrigerator.
And what? He had to tip the guy just so the guy would take his old refrigerator?
He's
How
not
much
happy.
that? What is that? A lousy $10? Why is this an issue?
Now
It's convoluted.
Now you watch. They're going to call him up. And it's going to be, they're demanding more money or something, I bet. Or
what?
Oh, he's going to be mad, whatever it is.
Phone scams.
Love a good phone scam.
Yeah, how you doing? I'm looking for Bruce. This is Mickey Goldmill.
More Mickey Goldmill.
Bruce, how you doing?
More
Mickey
jerky
Goldmill
boys.
from Alliance.
He
I'm calling
ripped it
about.
off from Todd. I bet he
Right.
ripped it off from Todd, who ripped it off
Yeah,
from
no, he has a wacky name.
The name's not that bad. What's his name? Goldmill?
Goldmill.
Mickey Goldmill, but he said it with that name. Mickey Goldmill.
Hey, yeah, jerky, look.
And all these losers probably look up to the king loser,
Brett Weir.
Todd,
Pettengill.
and go, oh, fuck, we got to be just like Todd.
Get Brett Weir, I said.
Right.
You gotta get a crazier name.
That's
like
Hey,
what?
how you doing? This is McBoobies McDuffy Schnuckles. I went down to buy a trophy and they put a cake on my head. I don't know what to do with a cake on my head.
It's crazy. I can't believe you keep people on the phone for stuff like this.
Yeah, hey, how you doing there,
Oh,
Turkey?
Who's this?
Hey, this is Ankle's Studelbackel.
How do you spell that?
ANKLS Studelbackel. And I went down to your store the other day, and the old lady put socks in my wig.
Socks in your wig?
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't sound like something that would happen here.
Yeah, well, it did happen there, Jerky.
Jerky.
What was your name again?
My name is Ankles McStoodlesnocks.
This is just how those dumb fucking calls go.
Mickey Goldmill from Alliance. I'm calling about the delivery you had at your house.
Yeah.
Wait, I might be wrong.
Huh?
Is Mickey Goldmill? No. I'm thinking it's Mickey from Rocky. But his name
no,
might have been
that's
Goldstein.
Goldstein or
Are you
Gold.
sure?
Yeah.
I'm thinking Goldmill. I could be wrong.
Wow, that'd be a good
That
call.
might be just the name of...
But that'd be a way to
my
get your
God.
fake names, right?
Images
He
from
was.
Mickey Goldmill.
It was
from
Mickey
Rocky.
Goldmill. Okay.
Jesus, Jimmy, good fucking call.
Good one.
Yeah, this is Bruce.
Bruce, how you doing? Mickey Goldmill from Alliance. I'm calling about the delivery you had at your house last month. You had some of my
Okay.
workers remove your old fridge.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm calling because that was an illegal thing to do. They weren't supposed to move your fridge. And kind of calling to say I don't appreciate you. You're not supposed to bribe our workers with cash.
Well, hey, now, listen. None of your paperwork said anything about removing a Sub-Zero fridge, and thank goodness your workers were gracious enough to help me out.
But it didn't say anything in the paperwork about that.
What did it say in the paperwork about you bribing my employees?
No, what do you mean bribing my employees? Is that what you're going to get into? What, you got a receipt?
A receipt for what?
Exactly.
Oh, I see. So you're saying you didn't pay them. Okay, so if you didn't pay them, how come the fridge is back in my warehouse?
Fridge is back in your warehouse because that's what your ad said you'd do. You'd come out, you'd take my fridge and deliver the old one.
No, if you read the whole ad, it says restrictions do apply. We don't do it for.
Your salesman didn't say restrictions do apply.
Well, your
and
fridge
your
is.
paperwork didn't say that restrictions do apply.
But your fridge is a Sub-Zero. It's way too big, and we don't accept this.
Well, that's not my problem. Then you should advertise that.
It is your problem. One of my workers, my worker Willie, has.
Zero. What do you think I'm replacing it with?
Jesus. The guy on the phone is good, though.
Yes,
the guy on the phone sounds like a real
At least
dude.
he sounds.
The guy from the radio station is doing a horrendous job.
It's not funny. It sounds like a phone call.
Right.
And that's too. There's no humor to this.
None whatsoever. I couldn't change the channel fast enough.
Oh gosh.
Why would you sit through this while you're in traffic?
What's the prank?
You gotta put some crazy ideas in there.
Like what?
Hey, I go to the refrigerator and there was a bunch of bees zipping around in there.
Whoa.
I said, hey, what are you doing there, Fettle Chest?
I'm sorry, I don't know who I'm speaking with here.
Hey,
Who
this is Mickadoodle Wigwam. Mickadoodle Wigwam. I was in your store. And I got a refrigerator, and there was a bunch of bees zipping around in it.
Oh. I'm sorry to hear that.
They stung me 2 million times.
2 million?
All over my snookadook.
Oh, that's
now my
funny.
snookadook's all swollen.
A little over-exaggeration and a funny name for a cock. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. This is Hecklenomic Wigwam. It's funny and believable.
Look, if someone waves cash in front of your face and you don't have money, you take it, right?
Oh, give me a break. Listen, you got a receipt for that cash? Did they say that I did anything? Did they say they did something wrong?
They said you gave them
really
20.
Nice guys. They provided me good service. I really appreciate it. I don't know what you're trying to pull here. But I
Okay.
have all the contracts from my sale.
You've got 4 guys here in the warehouse. 4 different guys that say you gave them $20 each to move the fridge, and now poor Willie's seen the doctor 6 times since he made your service call.
Oh, give me a break.
What about when Willie said, hey, sir, we cannot move this refrigerator. If my boss finds out, I'll get in trouble. What did you say? Your response was, I'll give you $20.
Well, you know, I'm sorry Willie seems to be working for an asshole, but that's your problem.
Oh, that's a really great attitude to have. You know, Willie has 3 children at home.
Yeah, well, maybe his boss should take good care of him.
No, Lions didn't hurt his back. We have rules in place so this doesn't happen, but you tried to bend the rules.
Mm-hmm. Well, then I guess that's your problem, all right? I didn't.
No, it's your problem, because I'm going to give Willie your home phone number, and you can call him.
That'll work out real good, won't it?
Yeah, and you could pay his medical bills, because we're not paying him.
You can take me to court, okay?
Willie said it's a Sub-Zero fridge. He wasn't supposed to touch it.
I'm more than happy to take this to court.
You think because you have more money than Willie, you can boss him around and do whatever you want?
Hey, this isn't about Willie. This is about you being a
So what, I got to bring it into court? I got to sue you? Is that it?
I'd be happy to meet your ass.
Of course, you got all his money to burn.
Walk all over you.
You know, Willie was also emotionally upset because your wife kept hitting on him and saying inappropriate things.
Oh.
Your wife said right into his ear, please phone scam my husband on the Mojo in the Morning Show.
I'll have my lawyer call you rather than the other way around.
But he said
You
it
didn't even
already.
hear what I said. He said, please phone scam.
Yeah, he didn't because you delivered it horribly.
What happened?
Of course he didn't hear it.
You gotta deliver that better.
Oh, yeah? Like, how would you do it?
How you doing? This is Tootsie Toes McBroboodle. Broboodle.
Tootsie Toes?
Yeah, I was in your store, and I bought a bunch of tires. But
right.
they gave me ice cream.
What? No, there's no ice cream here, sir. That didn't happen.
They put ice cream all over my face, and now I can't feel it.
That wouldn't have happened, sir.
Yeah, that did happen.
What's your name?
My name is Tootsie Toes McBroboodle.
You didn't even hear what I said. Said, please phone scam my husband on Mojo in the Morning.
What?
And you're on Mojo in the Morning.
Oh, the big laugh.
Your wife turned you in.
Well, isn't that a bunch of bull?
Oh, no.
We will scam
Oh, my God. They did not.
That's Todd's.
That's Todd.
That's Todd's.
Is Todd recorded that?
It certainly is. I wrote that and recorded it, and I sell it.
Maybe Todd has a little side business where he's
Maybe
allowing the phone scams to go to other radio stations.
He
and
might-
he's giving them
Todd
the
does
assets.
have a syndicated comedy.
He might be the phone scam guy.
Yeah, but is it Todd who did it? Or is it a different name?
I syndicate it.
Oh.
I sell it out for business.
Why do you talk like that?
What's the name on the business?
The business is Wackadoodle McNoschnooks.
Wackadoodle.
Yeah. Hey, this is Booby McHooters. And I was in your store.
Name's Booby?
Booby McHooters. What's your name over there, cool guy?
I'm not going to tell you, Booby.
Well.
Are we done with Jocktober?
Well, we got one more track.
All right.
Yeah. So far, we've heard Senseless Survey.
Right, I remember that.
We heard the second date bit.
Legendary.
Second date update.
A couple original bits there. A third original bit, the phone scam.
The phone scam, very original.
And proud to say that Mojo in the Morning finally doing a bit that no one else is doing.
All right,
Yes,
an original.
this is theirs.
I hope it's the on-air suicide.
So we're going to listen to this with an open mind.
Mojo.
Because we asked
I hope they recorded it with an open mind, like Jimmy just said.
Because we asked these radio guys to at least do original stuff.
Yeah.
Start there at least.
Okay.
So we got an original bit, and we'll see how well he does it.
Let's let it go.
Okay? All right?
All right, I'm in.
All right, so Megan, you are suspicious of your brother-in-law. Catherine, you don't seem as suspicious. Catherine, are you okay with us?
No.
Making a phone call to him to see where he sends a dozen free roses?
No!
All right, Megan, and Catherine, hang on the phone for 1 second, and we're going to see what happens. We're calling Catherine's husband. We're hoping that he sends the flowers to her.
There's no way. No way.
What? That's been done before?
What's wrong? Oh, it's so satisfying to expose these fucking hack radio shows.
They're in Detroit. They should know better.
Do you know what this show calls it?
What?
It's called
Yep.
War of the Roses.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have any of it? Do we have some of it? I would like to hear the fake acting. It is one of my favorite parts. The guy,
I was ready
the exasperated guy. I did, honey.
This is unorthodox because I was going to dramatically destroy the disc.
I know, but when she goes, oh my God, I can't believe it. He's like, and she's all mad and
suspicious. Catherine, are you okay with us making a phone call to him to see where he sends a dozen free roses?
I know.
People know I was ready to stop
I'm sorry, I have a problem. I have
Megan,
to hear it.
And Catherine, hang on the phone for 1 second. We're going to see what happens.
For you.
We're calling Catherine's husband. We're hoping that he sends the flowers to her.
God, I wish it was the guy that we talked to. Will you recognize his voice? A little Tangerine Dream. I like that.
Train? Risky business?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm looking for Tony.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, how are you this morning?
Okay.
Good. My name's Nicole. I'm calling from an internet floral company.
See, he's doing the exact same thing we talked about last week, where he's already on guard because he knows he's playing the part of a guy that's got to be on guard.
Right.
Eventually.
Like, who answers the phone like
hello?
that?
He's like so suspicious already.
He hasn't let his character get to where it's supposed to be.
No.
Right. Yeah, just act like a regular dude, and then you'll get to that suspicious shit.
No, he's got to start right off.
Right, because he's a bad actor.
So
You guys don't know what's funny. I always tell him, act like you're scared right away. Pick up the phone and act crazy. Hello. Act scared.
And come up with a good name.
Always come up with a funny name.
Yeah.
Like,
who's this, sir? Who's this?
Hey, this is Harry McBarber.
That's funny, see?
Yeah, Harry and Barber works together. It's very funny. I was in your barber shop, and you cut my hair with a lawnmower blade, and I want my money back.
That wouldn't have happened, sir.
It did happen.
It did happen.
And if you don't believe me, you could ask my grandma.
Who's she?
Mom's Booba Lookanooks. Mom's Bobo Lookanooks.
Well, we never would cut someone's hair with a lawnmower blade, so I'm going to hang up, sir.
Yeah, well, you did cut my hair with a lawnmower blade and my eyebrows. And I was on Easter Island, and one of them statues started talking, and I do a radio show with him. There's a giant rock head in the room.
Is this a phone scam?
No. I want to do some...
You want to hear more bad acting?
Called rosesbloom.com with an offer for some free flowers for you. You have like 20 seconds to answer 2 quick survey questions for me.
I'm on my way to work right now.
You can do it in the car. It's just 2 questions, and then we're going to give you a dozen long-stem red roses. Won't ask you for any sort of credit card info or anything.
I don't even have a credit card to use right now. So.
I'm not going to ask you for it anyway, so that's okay. Do you have somebody that you'd want to send some flowers to? Any special occasions?
Is this how'd you get my number, first of all?
You actually probably purchased something from one of our sister companies, and we all share information. That's all. 2 quick questions. That's it. Okay?
All right.
Okay, Tony, have you purchased flowers in the last 6 months?
No.
And do you plan on purchasing flowers in the next 6 months?
No, not really.
Okay, that's it. Like I said.
Why would that matter?
It doesn't.
That's so you could try to throw off the fucking listeners. Oh, Christ.
This guy, thank you for participating in that quick survey. Rosesbloom.com, that's the name of our company, is going to provide you with a dozen free roses. And I'm just going to need the name of the person you want to send them to, their phone number, and we're going to send them a text.
Let's say you are cheating.
Okay.
Let's really break this down. Let's say you are cheating. You could buy your own stupid fucking flowers for your side piece.
Sure.
Why would you take that chance ever?
Why would you take the chance that you're being set up, that you don't know who this is? It's very vague. It's
not like it's a new car. It's stupid flowers.
And by the way, this happens every day in many, many cities across the country, apparently. Guys are willing to do this.
This guy's name should be Tony Pepperoni. Hey, this is Tony Pepperoni. I was in your pizza store the other day, and they gave me hamburgers in my shoes.
Sir, we wouldn't ever do that.
And I fell down the stairs and my hamburger shoes fell off. Hey, listen there, Smirky.
Little update?
Yeah.
The public wall in their Facebook page has been taken down.
Why? We didn't even mention it.
Yeah, I
don't know. We didn't even fucking
why.
mention their Facebook page.
No.
I don't know why.
I want to send them to their phone number, and we're going to send them a text message basically saying you sent them flowers. They can go on our website and pick out their arrangement and schedule their delivery time. Sound good?
All right. And they don't get charged? Nobody gets charged?
Nobody gets charged, I promise.
All right.
Okay? So who would you like to send some flowers to?
Sarah.
Sarah?
Uh-oh.
Okay. Okay, before I get her phone number, you can also we can also include a message with the text. Did you want to include something, or we can just say that they're from you?
Is his wife supposedly listening?
Yes.
So why wouldn't...
Well, she's got to hold on for the, the message.
Because she's looking at her script going, oh, this is where I come in.
Watch, she's going to get mad.
Why wouldn't they at least have her come in immediately?
Oh, boy.
So you make the name Sarah Lee and you send her a cake.
That's a funny one, too, right there.
It is. Hey, this is Sarah Lee, and I was in your cake store.
What happened?
They gave me a bunch of rocks in my hat.
That never would have happened here at the store, sir.
It happened to me. Don't you tell me, Nurky. I fell down the stairs, and my rock hat fell off.
Oh, we're sorry.
Maybe I'll sue you. Yeah.
It's terrible.
My partner looks like he's having a stroke all the time.
Oh, Jesus.
He got a big, fat rockhead face that don't move.
Oh, my.
But happy belated sweetest day on that.
Okay. And just for our records, what is this person's relation to you?
She's a good friend.
Okay.
You would go, why do you need to know that?
For what record? For the record?
Right.
You're keeping a record of this? This is bad news.
Why isn't the wife jumping in yet? That's the whole bid. If you're going to do the fake bid, fucking do it right. No one would sit around waiting.
We also need to mention to you, Tony, while we are on the phone with you and getting some information, that while we've been talking to you, that your wife, Catherine, heard every single word you just said.
I can't believe you would do this again.
Again? Oh.
What?
Hello?
Yes, that's the Anthony thing.
Hello?
Maybe she means as an actor. I can't believe you would do this again.
Yeah.
Gig.
That's the Anthony thing, though. They all do that. Because they fumble and they go, oh, that's right, I got to say something.
I got to say something.
What? Hello? What is it? Yeah.
What is it?
Your wife, Catherine, is on the phone with us right now and just heard every single word you just said.
Do you know that I've been calling my sister a liar, that I've been defending you? I cannot even believe it.
So
Catherine, he actually hung up the phone.
Oh, boy. Why did he hang up?
Is that same girl, Catherine?
Yes, it is.
Listen to her fake crying. Yes, it is.
That's fucking sad, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's not real, Chip.
It
Don't
is
worry.
so.
Don't worry, Chip.
It's on the radio.
And then they play their part where they feel bad it's going down, but they created the whole fake situation.
Yeah, for public enjoyment.
Right.
Yes, as entertainment on their show. Their wacky fucking Mojo show.
Well, E-Rock, you know what to do.
Hey.
Yeah.
This is Superman Spidey Hulk.
You took three kind of superheroes. And,
No, it's Superman Spidey Hulk.
yeah, that's three superheroes. And you put
I
them
went to
together.
buy a shirt and your car ran me over, jerky.
Yeah, it wouldn't have happened.
It did happen.
That's just the whole
Everything
thing.
ends with it did happen.
It did happen.
I would listen to that every morning, Jim Norton. Every morning I would listen to that. Why not do that?
Yeah.
Go, all right, all these idiot radio stations are doing War of the Roses. Here's our version.
Here's our
And
version.
just completely goof on it. Well, sad to say, that pretty much ends the bulk of Jocktober. Tomorrow we look at ourselves.
Yeah.
Just to show everyone that we're just kind of having fun. Just having fun. We don't mean anything by it, guys.
No harm.
We turn it around on ourselves.
I can't hang out with any radio person. Just about any. We got a handful of people we like, but that's about it. The rest of them are just fucking horseshit. And they do it to themselves.
Yeah.
And then wonder why they're not more popular or making more money or in a bigger fucking city. And it's right in front of their fucking eyes. Could you give us a hint at what tomorrow is?
Not yet.
Oh, no.
For the people that don't know, it's going to be some audio me and Aunt did hopefully a long time ago. Jesus. At least admit that.
No, it's
How many years ago?
It's a cereal break from earlier.
Oh, God.
It so could be, too.
Yeah.
Hey, we got someone on the phone who's got a brain teaser for us.
Who's that?
What's your name?
Craig Schickle.
How you doing, Craig?
This is going to get confused with voices. It almost happened.
No, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Who's buried at Greg's tomb?
I don't know. Who's buried in Grant's tomb? That's a good question.
Think about it.
All right, you shink about it, jerky.
Oh, this is such a horrid exchange. This is awful.
It stinks.
It's terrible.
Oh, it brings me such joy.
So, tomorrow we'll look at ourselves.
Yeah.
Some horrendous audio that we did from hopefully a long time ago, or it's going to be really awkward. Going to take a break. Ian Halperin, His Highness Hollywood, is next. Stay there.
Opie and Anthony. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Why do you look so evil today? Ian Halperin in studio.
Oh, yeah. It's been a while.
Ian undercover on the Twitter. He's always on the case.
In a while.
You look very sharp. Sharp dress, sir.
You guys look a bit tired, but it's an honor to be here.
Well, it's
Good to have you.
the morning thing, you know.
Norton looks great.
Thank you,
doesn't
Ian.
look like you've been hitting the gym.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen you.
better?
Yeah, you look fantastic.
Yes, he does.
Look, I got to say one thing. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. And to all the people, I get harassed by all your listeners to come back on this show all the time. So I'm here, and let's the good times roll.
Well, Ian, obviously it's been a while. Just give us a little update. What have you been doing? What are you working on?
In the last 2 years.
You know, fill the audience in on where you've been.
I've been working on my tennis game a lot.
Oh, yeah?
Playing a lot of tournaments.
What do you mean you're playing a lot of
pro
tournaments?
tennis player?
Yeah,
We like to say tournaments in America, by the way. Tournaments.
Tournaments.
Look, I ain't going to Wimbledon, but tennis is a way of life for me. I play about 6 times a week.
Wow.
And,
do you really?
Yes, I do.
Show me something.
Hey, the big racket's below the waist, so I'm not going to show you that.
Shit.
Well, can't you do like some air tennis?
Yeah,
just
I'm a lefty.
show
Let
us-
me tell you something.
What?
I'm a lefty.
Like John
Nadal
McEnroe.
would not be Nadal if he wasn't a lefty. Mac, who I know was on the show recently, wouldn't be Mac if he wasn't a lefty. We definitely have an advantage. You guys play tennis?
Hell no. It's a girl sport.
Oh.
And I'm going to throw this at you.
Yeah.
I've been talking to some pros. Remember, there's been some battle of the sexes. We had Bobby Riggs against Billie Jean, which was rigged.
They say that now, yeah.
He's starting to say it was rigged.
Writing a book about
it? He lost on purpose.
We had
because of gambling debts. Sorry.
Jimmy beat Martina.
When did that go down?
That was the second battle of the sexes.
Why doesn't anyone talk about the second battle of the sexes?
And the third one,
All
His
right.
Highness wants to organize.
Oh, nice.
And I'm proposing Serena Williams.
Oh,
See,
boy.
you always have a current player against a retired men's player. I'm proposing Serena against Pete Sampras, and I'm asking your callers who's going to win that one. Pete Sampras in his form today against Serena today. Who wins that?
I would have to go with Serena. Yeah, I would have to go with Serena on that
I
one.
would have to go with I don't really give a fuck. But if you need an answer, Serena, sure.
And Jim?
Probably Serena.
You find Serena
See,
attractive, right?
We're always on a different page.
you're into
I'm
black
saying
chicks?
Sampras, 6 love, 6-1.
Really?
6 love, 6-1.
Yeah, I think it's no contest. 6 love, 6-1. And I'll tell you why. You could take.
How old is
this
Sampras?
Sampras, I don't know, he's about 80 years old now. How old is the dude? No, I'm kidding. He
He's
must
probably-
be about 42,
I would guess around 42. That sounds about right.
41.
Yeah, he would kick her ass, I
think-
guess, if you want to
You
really
think?
answer.
Why-
You could take the top
Because he's probably
men's-
still playing a lot.
Yeah.
Just to stay in shape and shit, right? Let's see a picture of Pete Sampras. Let's see if he's got a little gut on him.
But why would you put him? Why would you have him beating her?
Because
Just
he's only
she's a
41,
chick?
42. Like Bobby Riggs was what, 50-something?
Yeah, he was
56
old.
or something?
He was old.
He was a mess. Yeah.
Oh,
boy.
He was post Viagra.
What happened to Sampras's nice hair?
Wow.
Damn.
Looks like it ran away.
So how's life, guys? And what's
what-
gone on? It looks like I haven't missed a beat here in 2 years. I haven't seen you guys.
We asked you what you're doing, and you
I
said
told you I'm
play
playing
tennis.
a lot of tennis.
And he's got a
Playing
bag
lot
of books.
Xbox.
Why do you got a bag of books?
Because nobody reads the books that comes in here from your publicists who bring on the guests.
Right.
They're just sitting in the office. So I grabbed them all.
Let
They're
me
collecting
read those
dust.
mine.
I
Wait,
love
what'd you
to
grab?
read.
What'd
I
you
read
grab?
about 2-3 books a read.
Show us what you grabbed. Make
wanna
a
see
quick
if any of
pile
those
in
are
front of
mine.
you.
We have Pierce Morgan.
Right.
Who, all these guys seem to have a ghostwriter attached to these books. I mean,
Yeah,
this
you
is-
write your own
spooky.
stuff.
Tom Sizemore.
Yeah.
Who's the best one? George St. Pierre, fellow Canadian. I heard he's a bit of a dick, actually.
No, he's a nice guy.
How was he on the show here, St. Pierre?
I missed that day. I
He's
think.
mellow. He's fine. We got Ronda Rousey after him or before him.
All right, and what else?
This one, Cracked.
Crack magazine. There's a lot of funny stuff in here.
Cracked Magazine.
Yeah.
They did a book.
Now, Dr. J, I understand he's coming in.
He's
Yeah, we
coming
need that
back.
book.
Maybe
Yeah.
tomorrow, I think.
Is it tomorrow?
Now,
I think
apparently
so.
he had a daughter.
Or soon.
When
Play
did
tennis.
Yeah, that's right.
I know that.
A fantastic.
And supposedly she was pretty good.
And they were estranged for years, and then he hooked up with her again, and he did the honorable thing and became a dad.
Wait, when did this come in? We have to read this for tomorrow?
When was the last time you read a book for one of the guests?
Oh,
Seriously.
Jimmy reads
I
books.
read them.
You read them?
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy
I'll
does.
read what I can.
Wait, is
like-
that the Dr. J book an old book?
Dude, what type of diet are you on? You look fantastic. Look, what are you doing?
He's
I
amazing.
just been eating blueberries. This is Mr. Blueberry Face.
What are you doing? The cold pressed
Mustard.
juice diet or
No,
something?
just eating, going to the gym and eating butter in general. Yeah.
Which gym do you go to in New York? Give them a plug.
No, in my building, let's just say. But I go to
Yeah.
a separate gym.
Are you doing yoga or something
No,
too?
I don't do yoga.
Just gym, cardio.
Oh my
A little
God.
cardio. I do usually 4 or 5 days in the gym with trainers a week.
Because with all due respect, he looks in the best shape out of the three of you.
All right.
Especially below the waist.
You two look like you haven't been hitting the gym recently.
I hit the gym, sir.
You do?
Fuck out of here. I'm an animal.
Look at Anthony's guns.
That's true.
I'm an
You're
animal.
already aggravating the listeners. I can't wait to go to the phones.
Oh, yeah. Here we
But hold
go.
on. What other books? You got the Dr.
Paddle
J?
Your Own Canoe. How was this, dude?
Nick Offerman was really cool. He's
Yeah.
the mustache guy from Parks and Rec.
Yeah,
Right.
he got a mustache. It looked all crazy.
Oh,
Who's
my
been the
God.
best guest you've had on in the 2 years since I've been
Ozzy
gone?
Osbourne. No.
Has Jesse Ventura been back?
You know
No,
what?
he hasn't been back in a while.
Because that was a
He
classic.
hasn't.
Jimmy and Jesse Ventura.
He's one of the best we've had on
I
because
would
he's
have to
such
go
an
with-
asshole.
I would have
Tyson.
Yep. That was my answer, too.
Mike
Mike
Tyson,
Tyson
right?
was
Oh, yeah?
amazing.
He's a nice guy.
Although one of his appearances was mellow. He's done 3 now. He's
Yeah.
done 2 amazing and 1 just kind of mellow. And the day he was mellow, his wife was in studio.
Yeah.
So there, I see what's going on there.
But he was also, don't forget, still active in his addiction then, which he finally came out with. I can't wait to get his book and read it,
Oh,
man.
that's right. Yes.
I want to ask him about that.
And
What a
recently, Tim
madman.
Conway was amazing.
Yeah.
Tim fucking
I
Conway.
thought he was staring at wood, Tim Conway. Is he still around?
Oh, yeah, that's a good name. Hey, this is Timmy Woodstarer.
He's
I'm
80.
looking at wood.
He'll be 80 in December. And he was great on the show. And he's going to be on our podcast next week. By the way, I should mention this week it's Neil deGrasse, right?
He was amazing.
Neil
dude.
deGrasse Tyson.
Another one.
We figured out the fucking universe with this guy, and it's on our podcast that you could get today. So please go and do that.
Today.
The Opie and Anthony podcast comes out
Today.
every Wednesday, and that's what you got this week. All right? And then people are requesting Conway already, so it'll be on next Wednesday's podcast. Anyway, that's not important to Ian.
Yeah, I heard the show got very big since I've been gone. So
Well,
Our show?
yeah.
I think we have a few more listeners.
It depends who you talk to.
I think we have a few more listeners.
Yeah, some people think
in
we're
the hizzy,
complete
as they say.
failures, and others think we're actually
that's
moving
true.
the
Now, from
needle.
what I hear, you guys have been making a lot of noise. And
Word
it
on the
seems-
street?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I
Word
think
on
you're
the street.
bigger and better than before.
Right.
And now the show's gone completely
Well, what-
downhill since I'm on.
I was going to say, what's the difference? And one is that you haven't been here in a while.
What about Sam over here? I mean,
Young
he looks
Sam
like
Roberts.
he looks like he just got circumcised or something.
Well, that's probably-
Yeah, it looks like they cut
He's
a little
white
bit
as a
off
ghost,
his
man.
schmeckle.
He looks like Schmeckel. This
he doesn't
guy.
eat red meat.
He looks like I'm at a funeral parlor and the corpse is semi-alive. Like, dude, when was the last time you took a vacation?
That's probably the
You're
biggest change since you've been here. Our own Sam Roberts went from lowly, a little office boy, to now professional broadcaster. He's got shows on all these
Well,
channels.
he works hard. He works
hard, which, that kind of is the excuse for his
So are you a
lackluster
millionaire?
appearance.
Do you have 7 figures in the bank?
No, I'm getting there.
That's good.
He's married, has a lovely wife.
7.
Beautiful wife.
You only have 7?
I'm working on 5.
5's not bad.
5 figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not quite there yet.
Ian,
You think you'll ever be a superstar? Like Stern, like Opie and Anthony? I mean, Stern, Opie, and Anthony, they're synonymous. They're radio legends.
yeah.
You should be kissing their feet every fucking time you come into this studio.
That's right. Your name ought to be Tootsie Kisser.
Oh, God.
I was playing tennis the other day, and guess who's on the next court?
Let me guess. Let me
A-Rod.
guess. Oh.
A-Rod.
Yeah,
guess.
right next to me. And
Yeah?
my perception of him changed. I
Why?
saw him with his daughters, and Cynthia was there too, just the 4 of them.
Who was
Yeah.
with him?
Cynthia and his 2 kids.
Who's Cynthia? His ex?
His ex.
He
And I
hangs
gotta
with the ex
say,
still?
kudos to A-Rod. I've never seen a guy better with kids.
Yeah?
He was fantastic.
Hey, wait a minute.
I fucking.
I'm good with him.
The only time I ever played tennis, it was this fucking guy Milos, and he made me.
Who,
He
the
actually.
Canadian?
No, it was
There's a
fucking
Canadian
some
ranked
Russian
10th
guy.
named
I think it was
Milos.
Russian.
Okay.
And he wanted to impress his chick on the fucking court. So he asked me, Anthony, could you please, make it look like I am good at tennis? But then as I helped him, the guy's bad-mouthing me. Like, oh, look at what the little girl. Look, you're going to cry, baby? So I just fucking
Never
served it
trust a gay Russian.
right down his fucking
Never.
throat. No. He's
Never.
trying to impress his chick.
Send them back to Siberia. Give
I
them a
could
good
have
lunch
fucked this
there.
chick. I could have fucked this chick.
Well, Russian chicks are hot. Have you ever banged a Russian chick?
Let me see.
Yeah, she's always in a hurry.
Hey, Chipper.
Chippa,
Ian,
you
focus.
are the best.
We got a guy.
Double borscht.
We got a guy on the line that wants to ask you about something you said last time you were on our show. What? It's fair enough.
How can I remember that? I'm practically suffering from...
Ian,
yes.
Listen to Jason.
What's up there?
From Indy.
Ian, I want to call you a name, but I really need the answer to this question, so I'm going to wait. So, last time you were on the show, you said there's some horrible disease sweeping Hollywood. It's worse than AIDS. It's going to start killing everybody. What the hell? I haven't heard one thing about this mongoloid.
You haven't... actually, there was a disease sweeping Hollywood, sweeping parts of the U.S. Shortly after... I guess they controlled it, but Google it, man. Google it. Google it. Listen,
his own catchphrases.
It's like hearing "Get Her Done."
Right. Google it. How have you been? How have you been? You sound more sexually frustrated, more depressed. You know, with all due respect to you.
Google it. The only thing I find is Ian's a fucking mongoloid.
You know what? You should only live like this mongoloid one day of your life, and God bless. I wish you all the best.
Sweeping Hollywood, you
How are things with the ladies?
They're always
I
good.
like hearing about your sexploits.
Yeah. No, there's no more sexploits. I'm practicing serial monogamy.
You go gay?
I have a girlfriend.
Cereal?
Chip. That is a good one,
Home
Chip.
run, Chipperson.
Whoa, he's got a girlfriend. You got a girlfriend?
I have a girlfriend.
Yeah, what's that about? How long?
She's a lawyer, and you know, I'm very serious and just leading a low-key life. You know, that's...
You're not uncovering anything these days?
Yeah, I'm working on a TV show. It's called House Guest. Every week I stay with a different family. I just came back from England. I shot there. I stayed with a professional roller derby player.
What's the word? Yourself
her
was
husband,
in there?
Husband's a clinical psychologist, and by the end of my stay, they split.
Wow,
So,
what happened? She was like, you can't fucking compete with His Highness.
Well, I didn't bang her. Again, I'm practicing serial monogamy these days.
Yes.
But
what are you dating,
I
like
made them
Honeycomb
realize they
Hideout or
weren't
something?
compatible. They weren't compatible.
But tell me how the show goes down. You go live with them for how long?
A week. I stay with them for a week.
And then what do you do? A little
cameras are all over the place.
So you're gonna work with the people.
And I just infiltrate their zone. I try to make them self-disclose, realize their purpose in life.
Yeah, what are you, like a fucking life coach in there?
Yeah, you know, I'm like Anthony Robbins on steroids.
This could be your first good idea. I like this one.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
This is a good idea.
Yeah.
Very cool. And where do you sleep?
I sleep in their house.
Wait, Sam, what?
Guest room.
Sam.
This says that it's shot in February 2012.
What?
Well, we've been shooting. No, we started shooting.
Oh, shit.
And we've been shooting 2 years.
2 years?
So,
What fucking reality show? Their turnaround is like a week on reality shows.
Well, we do a lot of shows.
Oh, okay. Right? You want to get like fucking 8 seasons in the can before you roll out that first episode.
No, we've been rolling out.
All right.
Okay. When it's going to hit TV so we can watch this?
It won't hit TV. We're doing our own channel.
Oh, I got
and
you.
it's going to be pay as you go.
What channel?
His Highness
YouTube?
channel. No YouTube.
His Highness
My
channel.
own channel. My own channel.
Well, what's your own channel?
interviews.
When you want to promote your own channel?
Sam, you don't...
Well, I mean, because the only thing is because you shot in February 2012, and now
that's we're pushing a year and
2 years,
9 months at least, right?
Yeah,
close to 9 months.
We're still shooting.
Still shooting, and it's going to be on your own channel, but you don't really want to promote it, even though we're big radio
I will promote
stars.
it when we're ready to roll out. We're not ready.
Is there a possibility that you shot it in February 2012, and then things didn't really happen with it, and it's actually not going to happen?
No. You know, when I do something, Roberts, unlike yourself, with all due respect, I do it to the max. I don't do anything second rate. I do it to the best I can and top notch.
Our phones went out, and we need our phones for the Ian.
Oh, my God.
Second rate.
All right, they might be back.
Yeah. You don't do anything second rate, no. What book you working on? Anything?
Yeah, it's a book about hockey players, and it's called Dirty Play.
Oh, cool.
And I've interviewed several hundred people for this. And
How do you interview several hundred people?
We've been on for years and we haven't interviewed several hundred.
Well, you know,
It's amazing.
Whatever happened to your Lady Gaga project?
That did well. That rolled out. That did very well. Sold all over the world.
Could you look up the Lady Gaga project?
Chasing Gaga.
Okay, here's a Chasing Gaga watch party. Oh, it aired on the TV Guide channel.
Okay. And is there like a trailer or a clip we could play?
Yeah, play a clip.
Yeah,
Chasing Gaga.
I would like to see some of that.
Now you're going with the hockey players.
Hockey's big in Canada, my friend. I don't think I got to tell you.
You would have been able to interview hundreds of people if you did it to the max.
Good point.
Yeah, what did a Frank and a Bill get?
Do you ever...
Robert's, for a guy with a small dick, you certainly have a big
Whoa.
dick. Seriously.
You ever relax, Ian, or are you always working? What do you do?
I'm not always working. I'm very selective in what I get involved in.
You kick back?
And, absolutely.
What do you do? Where do you go? Where do you go to relax? What do you do?
I play tennis.
Yeah, but you mean
tennis is my yoga.
Is it?
Some guys do yoga.
Ever seen. Not only a master songwriter and keyboard player, Gaga has staged some of the most significant and entertaining shows in the history of pop music.
Yeah.
My name is Ian Halperin, award-winning celebrity journalist and author.
Oh, you shouldn't say that about yourself.
I've covered Hollywood's biggest stars, including Michael Jackson, Princess Diana, and Elizabeth Taylor. But few have had the meteoric rise of Lady Gaga. I interviewed many
like
of
a
the key
fucking
people
vulture.
close to Gaga since her career took off to get the story.
All right, this seems
like it.
Seems
legit.
Yeah, we did well.
They didn't play it in America, but
it did play in America.
You don't really need you don't need a market like America.
I could get that somewhere,
we
right?
sold it all over the world.
Oh, it's on YouTube?
Yeah, we'll watch on YouTube.
You know what I love? I love that goddamn Apple TV. I put stuff on YouTube on my phone, and then I just go, Apple TV, and there it is on my 90-inch fucking TV in my goddamn fucking living room. I'm watching anything.
It's fantastic.
Like a movie screen.
Yeah, it's great. Exactly. There. Wow.
Yeah,
Jimmy will not let it go.
Anthony, I agree with you on all this because we're not at the mercy of all the big corporations anymore.
You know
we
what?
can take it into our own hands and make money.
Last night, little story. I want to watch Gladiator. Out of nowhere, I just, I like that movie. I think it's one of the few perfect movies out there. There's not one moment that's bad in that goddamn movie. So I wanted to watch it. So I go to On Demand. I get it. And then I realize when they come out and that guy's swinging whoosh, whoosh, the mace around and he smacks that guy in the head and his teeth and blood go flying. No teeth, no blood.
What?
Like, what the fuck?
They took that out of the movie?
So I look and it says Gladiator remastered.
Oh, Christ.
I don't know what the fuck that means. And it's on demand. So it's fucking remastered. So I'm like, son of a bitch. Netflix, bam, nothing there.
Why would they do that?
I'm searching all over the place. Then I finally found a DVD in my house. The moral of the story is, you don't have to put up with the man anymore. I don't have to.
Wow,
I don't know why they did that. And I noticed right away. I'm like, I remember that. It was right after the guy pisses his fucking pants, and the door opens, and the guy gets smacked in the head with the fucking mace.
You know what?
And they cut out the fucking blood in Gladiator. It's the whole point.
You know what, man? All of us are thinking about throwing our DVDs away.
Yep.
You got to keep the DVDs.
You never know.
Because they're going to remaster all this shit.
Yeah, I don't want that
eventually.
shit.
So keep your DVDs if you want to see the original version of the movie.
And of course, I had three giant stacks of DVDs in the plastic cases.
Right.
Where do you think Gladiator was? The bottom of the last one I fucking checked.
Always the case.
I'm fucking tooling through. There's the Matrix. There's fucking Terminator.
Right.
There's Alien. I'm fucking flipping discs all over the place.
I don't know why you...
Little Beavis is batting them around the house. Like, knock it off. Here's my vocabulary, by the way, when I'm home alone. No, Beavis, no! Beavis, get down! Ow! Ow! No, Beavis! No, stop it!
It's not as fun.
I am yelling
it's not
constantly
as fun anymore, huh?
at my little cat.
The terrible twos for your fucking kitten already. Right? Ian knows. Terrible twos, right, Ian?
He does it.
From 2 to 17, right?
And he
you know what? I think the first 4 years are tough because the kids are falling all over the place. You get all nervous. After
muscular
4,
dystrophy's a bitch.
Cakewalk.
Right. Put stuff in their milk, makes them tired.
How was Montreal, Anthony? I know you were up in Montreal.
I enjoyed.
I heard you were a big hit there. You hosted a gala, and
it was
they loved
a lot.
You.
It was so much fun, and the people up there were wonderful.
Delightful.
The city is great.
Pot on the streets.
It's clean.
Yeah.
There's no
wherever you go.
gibberish. No gibberish on the street corners.
It's French and English.
Big fan. I don't mean that. Speaking both languages, very proper. Not like fucking here. Walk
Did they
down the
treat
street.
you well?
They like fucking gold.
Mm-hmm.
Please, thank yous. The bartenders were fucking courteous. Oh, appreciative. I loved it.
And the
I got to tell you.
How were the chicks?
Smoking hot, Ian Halperin. Smoking hot Canadian broads.
They are.
Love it. You're not going to get any complaints.
So you're going to go
out of
back
me.
next summer?
I would love to go back next summer.
Yeah, you guys are big in Canada.
I know we are.
Huge.
Love it.
We know. That's why we went.
I mean,
we're going to go every
people
year
were
now.
beating down doors to get into the show.
Ian, we got to go to the phones.
Yes.
Let's say hi to Michael in Manhattan.
No more guys. No more guys, because all the guys, I need
they're
women.
They're just haters.
Women. No
jealous.
more guys. Sorry,
jealous
guys.
haters, Ian.
Yeah.
The phones aren't working. Remember when I said that a little while ago?
Mars is right on it.
They're still not working.
Oh, that's right. I haven't seen
Hey, Ian, why are you here today? I'm confused.
I had to say hi to you guys. I'm in town shooting an episode of House Guest, and I had to come say hi to you guys.
Another episode of House Guest. How many seasons do you have in the can?
I'm going to do about 15 episodes, and it's pay as you go, and that's it.
Nice. Love it.
You know, and no checks made out to Sam Roberts. I mean,
we should go
he's
that
making
route.
a lot of paper. You know, if Sam Roberts was homeless, I'd probably pass him by. Not, with all due respect.
Why is that?
Because, dude, you look like a corpse. You need to get a tan.
But if I was homeless, that wouldn't be that.
You look
weird.
miserable, bro. Miserable since I've seen you last night. How's marriage? I see a ring is still on your finger. Mazel tov.
Marriage is good.
It's good?
Yeah,
Michael, did you bang her last night?
I did, as a matter of fact.
He
Yes, I
married
did.
so far out of his league, it's ridiculous.
That's vulgar talk.
His wife is very cute. I'm very excited that I'm going to see Jess this Friday
Mazel tov.
at my big Halloween gala.
Yeah.
Hopefully she dresses up.
hosting.
Hopefully she dresses up as a woman who murdered her husband.
Are you coming to Ant's party on Friday?
Yeah, you're invited.
I'll be in
Ian.
town.
In town?
I won't be in town.
Shit, I was going to invite you.
Thank you, Anthony.
Michael in Manhattan wants to say something to
Mike?
To Ian Halperin.
Hey, Ian, you fucking moron.
Oh, man, that's...
With all due respect. I mean, you're like a human parrot. That's all you said.
Why was it always
why
like
all
this?
the testosterone? Why all the jealousy, the hatred? It's a beautiful day in New York.
Nothing, man.
Yeah. I'm not asking for your approval. The only approval I need is from my own family, dude. You're not mishpacha. What is it? Like,
Don't give me the Yiddish. The Yiddish is crap.
are you an anti-Semite? Yeah?
I'm the anti-Semite bull.
You don't like Jews, right?
Dude, let me explain something to you.
Would you bang Al Sharpton?
You're the type of creep that creeps yourself up, okay? Jerk off into a fucking mirror.
Dude, I ain't jerking off. Dude, get a life, you miserable zero. You're a zero, dude. You're still doing the same fucking bullshit 2 years later. Get a life. What are you doing with your life, you mooch? Showtime. Come on, get him off the line there. Get him off. He's a mooch. He's a zero.
Enough for him. Let me tell you something.
I'm sorry, Mike.
I know Ian hasn't been here in a while, but I don't recall. Were the callers always like this?
No, they usually are pretty nice.
I get all these tweets. Please come back on the show. Come back on the show. So I'm back. But what a homecoming.
Look,
I don't lose
everyone
sleep.
that wants you back, and that's the millions of people.
Yeah.
They're just listening and enjoying at home.
That's it.
The haters, which is just a small portion of the audience.
It's a vocal minority.
They're the one calling.
And he's rocking the frosted hair, I say.
Yeah, I see that.
Looks
You're
good.
making it work, Ian.
It's pretty good.
Making it work.
It's all showbiz. It's showtime.
It's all show business.
Ian
I
looks
wanted to be a
showbiz.
cross between yourself and Anthony.
Thank you. Okay. We got Tim in New
Ian,
York.
Ian,
I'm going to prove that the listeners could be
not
kind to Ian.
one-sided.
Right, of course not. Tim, go ahead.
Hey, I was wondering if Ian's show is actually called Bathhouse Guest.
Oh, jeez.
You know what he's talking about, right?
Your jokes are so old.
I was surprised by that
so
one. I gotta tell you.
old. At least give fresh, good jokes.
You know what I mean? Gay men go to
the guy
bathhouses.
who harps off the corpses of Michael Jackson, Liz Taylor, and Princess Di.
I love Liz Taylor. I love Liz Taylor. May she rest in peace.
Would you do her?
Yes. In her
the current state? Good.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. All right. I
wouldn't do Conrad Murray. I'm really upset that he's out of jail.
Yes.
He got off 2 years early. I think
he got out.
I think he banged somebody in the prison and they let him out early. I can't think. There's no other reason for this dude to get out so early.
Did you hear his crying tapes? His voicemails where he was crying and leaving people voicemails. And then it seems like he just went in and now he's out. I'm sure it probably seemed longer for him than it did for us here on the outside not paying attention to him.
Considering he killed the king of pop, I think it's reasonable to do 2 years.
Right. Exactly. 2 years.
Wow.
Killing,
the hell is that about?
Doesn't make sense.
Let's say hi to
musician.
Doug in Boston. He's a regular. I'm sure he'll treat you with some respect.
Dougie!
Doug.
Go ahead, Doug.
Hey, listen, I don't have a problem with Ian. I don't even know him. But we do have a mutual friend who I called him earlier to say, hey, Ian's going to be on O&A. And he's like, well, here, you got to bring this up, okay? You got to ask Ian about his friend Stick, who lives in Montreal, who has a book called My Dirty Clothes. And apparently the story is Ian decided to register the domain name My Dirty Clothes behind his friend's back.
Oh,
what you're saying is libelous, what's false, and get a life, dude. Don't make false accusations because you might have His Highness's lawyers taking away your home.
Oh, shit. That sounds like a juicy piece of
I got
gossip.
one more thing, too. Okay, so my friend also says that Ian has a thing for Russian hookers, and most of the money from his Michael Jackson book was spent on Russian hookers.
Ian, comment?
Get this guy's number, and I'll have my lawyers contact him.
Shit.
Yeah, this is...
you can't make statements like that, and
Unheard
it's all jealousy. And
You do love the Russian chicks, though.
Although to pump up the Russian
chicks are
economy,
hot.
you did kind of implicate yourself by that whole Russian thing we
and
mentioned
then he
before.
just picked up on it, and it's easy to make allegations.
That is true.
All right.
Yes.
Let me try another one here. Vinny in Staten Island, another regular to the show. Vinny.
Gentlemen, earlier in the week we talked, fuck Lou Reed, fuck Radiohead, fuck Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and most importantly, fuck you, Ian Halperin.
Oh,
wow, you're being lumped in with some
Ian,
great
you're in
people
great
there.
company right there. He put you in.
Hey,
I don't know
Lou
if that
Reed,
was a
that's a
compliment.
big loss, and may he rest in peace. I was a big Velvet Underground fan, and I was very upset to hear about Lou Reed's death.
You're a big fan?
Huge. I think Lou Reed really reinvented.
Dirty Boulevard, we're going down to the Dirty Boulevard. We're going to dirt. What a voice on him.
Right.
Was Lou ever on the show?
No. But Ian, you're a singer.
Yeah.
I've heard you croon. Before.
Well, can we hear him croon?
I don't know. Can we? You're a songster.
Just to prove that you're a crooner before Ann makes his point.
But I've heard him
I'll sing you one of mine.
Okay.
All right. Going low, going high, and I'm feeling so nice. I'm driving in the Norway road.
There you go. It's right on key. Now, you got a guy like Lou Reed who gets all these accolades. The guy couldn't sing a note. Let's be real here.
So, there are Rod Stewart, Leonard Cohen, Bob Dylan, but these guys
I don't mean the
icons.
raspy throat thing. You listen to Rod Stewart, he's hitting the notes that he's supposed to hit when he sings. Lou Reed is just kind of talking his way through these. And if you listen to a lot of his songs, they don't even rhyme.
Yeah.
He's just babbling and talking. Making a song rhyme is a talent.
But that's what gives him his own voice, with all due respect. Look, I will never denigrate another artist in any shape or form. You could fart in a CD, put it out.
Okay.
I'm not going to trash him. What do I say? Put it all out there. Let the people judge. But I admire anybody with
artist.
the courage to express themselves.
Very good.
You're a humble man.
Let's go to Garrett in Philly. Garrett.
Ian, you're a fraud, and I have proof of it.
Ooh.
Yeah, right.
Be careful, man. He's got powerful lawyers.
Fucking lawyers will be right on there.
That's right.
Ian, I have a video.
Slap an injunction on him. Yes?
Listen, I have a video of you on my cell phone, of you crying at JFK International Airport 2 weeks ago outside the Burger King. Do you recall this?
Is that true, Ian?
You were crying outside of Burger King? What did they get your order
All right,
wrong?
let's go to the next caller because, what are we going to do
Did
here?
they get your order wrong? Why would you be crying outside of Burger King?
Yeah, what's he talking about?
They didn't have the healthy fries?
You were on the phone. He was on the phone when he was crying. I have video.
Yeah.
Well, what was it about? Maybe it was a personal issue.
You all right, Ian?
I'm fine.
Did they not hold the pickle or the lettuce?
All right, let's move on because
special orders.
You're supposed to be
Come on, let's have some
orders don't upset
substance
them.
and let's have some fun. I mean,
Well, why were you crying? What was the matter? I mean, I've cried.
I'm just not going to. I'm just not going to buy into any of this.
They didn't give you a cardboard crown?
I'll email the video to you guys. What email address should I send?
Yeah, please email it.
You got video?
Yeah, I will email it to you guys.
Please do.
Was it bawling, pissy-eyed crying, or just a little weepy?
Yeah, that's good.
It was weepy, but he definitely was not okay.
What's your email, Sam? I mean, I think this guy's lying. I don't believe him.
Uh-oh, Ian. What happened?
You can send it to opieanthony@SiriusXM.com.
Why didn't you go up to him and go, hey, you're Ian Halperin?
Because he was literally a mess and he's a creep.
All right. All right.
Heads are crap.
All right. He's going to mail that in. Let me say hi to Steve in Montreal. You were just talking about Montreal.
Here you
This
go.
is
Great
perfect.
city.
A fellow Canadian,
Great
a brother of country.
Good morning, Steve.
How you guys doing?
All right.
Stevie!
Hey, Ian, I got a question for you. You intended a lawsuit against Guy Lepage a couple years back for his on his show that you were on Tout le monde en parle.
Yeah.
I was curious to find out what happened with that. And by the way, you were wrong to sue him.
Oh.
You know,
did you have an actual
I'm
lawsuit?
not going to comment on anything legal. What I will say, I went on the show.
Yep.
And
what show, Ian? I didn't hear what he said.
It's a show up in Canada called Tout le monde en parle.
Okay.
What does that mean?
So everybody speaks.
You speak French?
Oui, je parle français. Est-ce que tu parles français, toi?
Yeah, Vavley Souza something.
But, you know, I'm not going to talk about it. I respect Guy Lepage. It wasn't about him. It was about another guy on the show. And we settled it, and that's it. Game over, and I'm not going to talk about
What was the issue
anything.
at hand?
What did the guy do?
You don't have to, like...
There were some remarks made about... I was on the show the day of Yom HaShoah, which is Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Oh, shit.
And my father's a Holocaust survivor.
Oh, man.
For real.
And there were some anti-Jewish remarks made.
I've got the grandfather that died in a concentration camp.
Don't say it.
He fell out of the guard tower.
Get it?
See, he was a Nazi. He's a guard that was there to protect the other Nazis. And
you all right, Ian?
May he rest in peace.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened with this Holocaust Day?
Well, there were some derogatory statements made, but we settled it, so I'm not going to comment on it.
No, on his part, obviously.
Yeah. All right, we got
He's
Anthony's.
probably not as sympathetic to the Jewish cause as an Ian Halperin would be.
We got Anthony's brother.
A fellow member of the tribe.
Anthony's brother?
Yes, Joe.
What's up, guys? How are you?
For real, this is Joe.
Yeah, I just have two things to. I have two things to plug.
Oh my God, we're in the middle of.
Question. No, come on. I never call in for plugs. But the first thing is Hagerstown, Maryland, to you at the Hagerstown Theater in the Maryland Theater in Hagerstown. You didn't hang up on me. I know you.
Ouch.
Didn't hang up on
No, I'm car crashing you because we're in the middle of a fine interview with Ian Halperin.
I have a question. I have a question for Ian. I just wanted to plug a couple of things.
Okay. Well, all right.
And the other thing was fundanything.com, Penn Jillette, his movie director's cut. I know he's coming on the show soon. I just wanted to mention the fact that I turned in a couple of song possibilities for the soundtrack up on YouTube. And Ian, who are you and what do you do?
Oh no.
I used to be a regular on the O&A show, and I've had a 2-year hiatus, and I'm back on the show. I'm a big fan of these guys.
Thank you, Ian. We're big fans of you. You know that.
Absolutely. It's great to be here. Great to see you guys.
Yes.
I have a lot of respect.
This is a different Ian Halperin.
Well,
it's a little more subdued.
He's a taken man.
A little more subdued.
I like the wild party guy who comes in here with
days
the
are gone.
broads.
You know,
Remember when you came in with those chicks?
Remember the chicks that you rented for the day?
Craigslist, you know. I could have got better models probably on the corner of Broadway and
and
42nd.
But you know what? You had them. They were up here.
They were here.
Let me tell you something. A friend of mine went on Arsenio Hall 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And some comedian brought her on. She was paid as a member of the audience to pop out. So,
shit.
So, you know, they either stole from me or I stole from them.
Wow.
But, will Arsenio last this time round?
No.
It doesn't seem like anyone's talking about it.
No one.
I
There's
don't even know what the ratings are.
Zero heat.
He seems to do very well at first because I like lately talk show.
There doesn't seem to be anybody watching. I'm just
No water
talking over him now.
So is he here for a cup of coffee? And
yeah, he's and what he's doing, it's exactly the same thing he was doing in the 90s. So he's not even. He hasn't changed anything. He hasn't updated it. And the only thing is, he's a little more out of touch now than he was. When he was a hip
I don't know anybody.
guy.
I honestly don't hear people talking about it.
None.
I don't know. He might be doing well in the ratings. I just don't know.
I don't think he is.
I watched Pete Holmes' new show.
How was that?
I liked it.
Pete the Wad Holmes.
Pete Holmes.
Yeah.
I liked it.
yeah, I think that's a
He's
good
after-
follow-up to Conan.
He's on after
Yeah.
Conan on TBS.
I
They
think
had
he'll
their
do
first
well.
show the other day.
You know who's writing for that show?
Joey
Joe DeRosa.
D.
Sorry, Pete.
Oh, what happened?
I'm saying because Joe's writing for him.
Oh.
The Wolverine sketch he did to start it all off was pretty good, very clever,
Yeah,
well
yeah.
written. Yeah, I liked it.
Very nice.
So far, so good for Pete Holmes.
What's it, a half hour or an hour?
Half hour.
Oh, I have it. Thanks.
Is it a half hour?
I think it is.
Oh, that went by.
And how's Fallon going to do in New York?
We love the foul.
He'll do great.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and
Oh,
Kimmel are
yeah.
great with like social media and with what's current and in the pop culture. They're
Yep.
both really good with that. So
I think
they'll be
we're-
fine.
Are you going to be a regular on his show?
If you'd had me, of course. I've done Fallon before. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I think we're Team Fallon on this one. Although they're
I think he'll do well.
Although they're both very good. I'm not trashing Kimmel, but
I'll do his show.
Fallon's been very cool to us over the years.
I think it's a good move to move the show here.
Well, it's hard to say because it's good for Kimmel because he'll be the only LA guy at 11:30. Was Jay's going off the air and fucking with Fallon staying here, Kimmel's got the LA thing sewn up, and that's why Carson eventually moved to LA years ago.
I wonder how it'll affect guests.
He'll get great ones in New York. Maybe they figure there's more New York guys, but I think you're going to get Kimmel getting more first movie stars because of where he is.
But do you think there's room for all these guys late night? It seems there's way too many right now.
Bit crowded room.
Bit crowded.
There's
we haven't even talked about Chelsea Handler. I mean, all these people are coming out with late night shows, and I think some of them are going to have to disappear.
Well, the amount of channels that there are these days, and you can pop shows on everywhere. They aren't expecting huge runaway numbers anymore because the audiences are so divided. Yeah, if you could be, the big fish in the smaller pond, then you're eking out an existence. I think Pete Holmes will do pretty good.
What about Ferguson?
Huh? The brother from fucking Clarissa Explains It All? Yeah, I don't know where he is.
I mean, somebody has to take a hike here.
I like Ferguson, but I don't watch him.
Yeah.
But when I end up watching him, I do enjoy what he does, if that makes any
Who's the
sense.
best out of all of them?
Which Ferguson do you mean?
I think Letterman.
Turd Ferguson.
I still like Letterman above them all.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You do?
100%.
Wow.
I think
Letterman's looking a
Letterman,
little old on the TV.
Letterman's in a league of his own.
Still does
I was there the day Julianne Moore opened up for you guys. When you guys were on that show, I was in the audience.
You weren't in the audience.
Yes, I was.
Oh, wait, I think we talked about it.
I was. Julianne Moore was the first guest, and you guys were second. You guys had more fans than her. Outside the studio, by the side, there were so many O&A fans.
One and done for us.
I was there with my buddy David Gavrelchuk. He flew into New York, and we got tickets to Letterman.
You're not going to sue us, are you?
Nah, you guys are. You guys are sue-proof. I wouldn't want to mess with your lawyer.
Well,
you guys
look,
are nice
look at
guys.
what we did to the last guy that sued us. We set him up as a pedophile, going after a 7-year-old. Only took 10 years, but we did it. We got him. We got him.
We got him back.
Surprised the shit out of him. Don't fuck with us.
Wow.
You hear about that, Dave Herman? Rock and Roll Morning Show from WNEW?
I never heard about that, but that's a good one.
They spent a year doing an investigation on him. Turns out he was soliciting sex from a mother for sexual services of her 6-year-old daughter.
At the time.
At the
I
time.
hope they threw away the key.
It took him a year, but he finally...
How are they going to lock the cell?
Was going to get it done. And
after that. Okay.
And she was 7 when she was going to fly this fake person.
They caught him waiting for this plane to come in with this, imaginary mother and daughter, but he thought they were real, in St. Croix, because he's got a house down there. So the police went into the airport where he was waiting, and they got him sitting there in the chair in the terminal with a stuffed animal on his lap.
Poor guy.
Just waiting for this fucking kid to come. What a piece of shit.
That's like being in a restaurant and you're ready for your steak, and instead they come over with handcuffs. That ain't right.
Oh, Uncle Paul, you're a despicable man.
He had to pay for parking and everything and buy the doll.
That's long-term
Maybe
parking.
maybe they let Conrad Murray out so he could check in.
Hey, there you go. Make some cell space for that motherfucker.
That's a lie.
I hear you. What's
I got to go.
What?
I got my one-on-one.
Oh, my God,
What's your schedule today?
I got my one-on-one.
I didn't even
with
notice what time it was.
Tim Sabian. He's trying to do one-on-ones or something.
And let me thank you guys. It's been nice
Ian
to see you guys
Halperin,
again.
what a pleasure. Please, don't make yourself a stranger
No, thank you very
as long
much.
as you have.
And I'm a big fan of the show.
I could tell you mentioned a few things that...
a huge fan. You guys are legends.
Legends
in the radio world, for sure. And you got the right man over here hitting cleanups.
Oh, please. Jimmy Norton, in shape, looking good. And
I have so many friends in Canada who are fans of this guy.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like a rock star up there.
Anywhere.
Ian is forgetting, too, the important thing that you didn't mention. About the Beacon Friday night.
Oh, my God, the
How
Beacon.
I will be there with ADC.
AC/DC.
I'm also going to be in Albany sometime in November.
Albany.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm looking. And my advice show I'll be doing next week. I owe a couple of advice shows because I shot last week and I'm shooting this week. But I will make up the couple of shows that I missed over the next couple of weeks. I'll be doing 2 a week just to cover the ground.
You're working for Vice now?
No, I'm Advice.
Okay.
Advice show here I do on Wednesdays.
Awesome. People call up and they say, Jimmy, I want to fuck this broad. And he tells you, how to do it. Or Jimmy, I drink too much. And he tells you what to do.
I suggest.
Or Jimmy, my wife wants to have sex with a giant black cock.
Yes.
And I want to watch. And
I'll tell you where to find one.
And then
Yes. But I'm not giving up the advice show. It's just my shoot schedule has been a little crazy the last couple weeks.
No worries. Also, the Opie and Anthony podcast. The latest one is out today.
Indeedy do.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, as we figure out the universe. And I think we did. I think we figured it all out.
And I'd like to invite His Highness Ian Halperin to stick around and do after Opie and Anthony.
Oh, wow. That right there is an honor.
Fantastic.
Wow.
That right there is like, remember when Carson used to wave a comic over after he did the stand-up set? Yeah. Like, he thought he was just going to do stand-up and go backstage again. And Carson waves him over and sits down with funny stuff. That is exactly what the after show is.
That's right.
It's going to be fun.
Yes.
That's right.
It's the equivalent of fucking Mengele waving you over for a twin test.
Thumbs down on the boxcar.
It would be my honor, sir, if you would do my live read today.
Absolutely.
You sure?
Jesus Christ.
You sure? It would be my honor.
He's pawning it off.
Is that cool?
Anything for you, Opie.
All
It's
right.
called pawning it off.
I would be honored.
Anything for Opie.
I'm not trying to get out of anything. It would just be my honor.
I'd like to be honored.
Here comes light of the day, light of the day. Shackle's conundrums.
No.
What word in the English language is always spelled incorrectly? Shackleberry.
Even if it's just a subtle little dumb
now.
thing. You might even go, oh, I like your dress today. That could be enough to get you in the HR office.
And in the 50s, it was like you would have had to have, get up here on my lap and take some dictation.
I think as long as you're not showing skin, meaning your own dick, back in the day, you're all right. Anything else goes.
Yeah, but the reason we have, and this, believe me, I get annoyed at it too, but the reason we have stuff like forced diversity and all that shit is because it wasn't done voluntarily. And I agree with you about it's natural to want to be with your own people because we're scared. But it's also natural to club people over the head. We're apes. It's natural to just take pussy. It's natural to shit in public.
Thank you.
All these things are a learned behavior that we.
It's on the expressway.
But you know what I mean? When you live in a civilized or comfortable place,
it's just
a lot of what's the natural has to be overridden, kind of, and.
It's just the speed we want. It's just the speed we want it to happen.
That's true, but that's the problem because you can't legislate the way people feel. You can't legislate against prejudice. You can't legislate against sexist thoughts. So that's what makes the conflict because people are still feeling that. They're still thinking that it's like, oh, we want to be respected. Well, you can't make someone respect you. You can't make someone like you. It's just the way it is. And I think there's that phoniness that comes with, pushing it on people that is so annoying.
Yeah. But stuff like what happens is if it wasn't, you can't legislate the emotions and the feelings, but you can legislate penalties for not behaving a certain way.
Absolutely, and that's why there's more diversity in the workplace. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing in that respect. But you're not going to make people like other people, want to work with other people, not look at a woman's fucking tits or ass when she walks by. So the whole thing is in essence a lie.
But then every woman should go to work in a potato sack.
Oh, sexy.
But I'm serious. I mean, see these. We see it here.
I'll put my potatoes in there. Fuck.
We see it here. How some of the women dress. But man, they're trying to be sexual, but if you say anything that is sexual, you're fucked.
And everyone's petrified. Like everyone knows not to say anything anymore. Yeah. You don't, it's not like the old days where fucking some girls walking down the hall and you go, woo! That would get you fucked right there.
Right. Look,
and everyone knows that.
Look, man, cleavage, creates boners, period.
Cleavage creates boners.
It just does.
That's great.
But it does.
Of course it does.
But we're not allowed to, show any sign that maybe that was some kind of, a natural turn on to the man.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
If companies had fired people who really were being shitty about it, they probably would. We wouldn't be in this place.
You know,
No, that's what. But it's giant. It's all lawsuits. It's all because companies allowed a guy who was doing it, who was actually a good worker, to continue to stay even after he had a terrible history of harassing women. So all that, and that's why women are winning all this money in these lawsuits. So had that not happened, had companies done the right thing and fucking fired guys who were truly scumbags, we probably wouldn't be in this place. Had fucking schools not been forced by the with the National Guard to let certain other citizens into them in this great place of diversity, we probably wouldn't have diversity forced down our throats. But because every time it's happened, it's had to be forced and through the courts, you build up that. I guess that pattern of behavior where it has to be forced or it has to be legislated. When was it done voluntarily?
I understand all that. It's just I still don't see the upside to it. I mean, maybe way down the line in the future there'll be some weird cosmic upside to it, but it just seems to me that every word that goes along with diversity is this negative thing. Of course. Where it must be tolerated. You know, we need tolerance, acceptance. These are things that people don't want to do.
Those are nice words, though.
To tolerate something is not to like it.
You don't like it.
Yeah. You don't.
You have to tolerate it.
Yeah, it must be tolerated.
Like it was Brussels sprouts for us. We had to tolerate eating Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, no one really thinks that when it's like we need to show tolerance with this or that or the other thing. No one really looks at the word. The word isn't something that people want to do.
Tolerate is a horrible word.
Oh, I tolerate it.
Right. We were forced to eat shit growing up, and
something that has to be tolerated. Be tolerant of this. Why tolerate? Why make it sound like it's some great thing when all it is an intrusion on you? It's a pain in the ass. It's something you have to tolerate and accept and all this shit.
I could simplify it for you.
Yes.
It's forced. They're forcing everyone to have tolerance. If it was something that came about naturally, then fine, it would be great for the country. But you're just forcing people to do it, and it just gets everyone in a bad mood.
Right. I mean, it's obviously not a popular thing to say.
Well, no one else is saying it. I mean, no one. I think we're the only show that sees it the right way.
Yes.
For whatever reason, I guess because maybe satellite radio just doesn't have respect yet, so we're allowed to fucking babble our asses off.
Yep.
Eventually, some people will come in here and start shutting us down a little bit. I'm amazed at stuff we're allowed to say every day, and we never get a talking to. And the same shit if you said it on MSNBC, CNN, Fox, anywhere else, all these sports talk shows, they shut you the fuck down. Like, whoa, slow down. Like the Dexter Manley thing.
Yeah.
That's a hot topic. That's becoming hot. The guy was hilarious.
Yep.
I'm sorry, it was funny.
Just goofing about Troikman.
Troikman's a queer. and all of a sudden they're going to ban him from everything. And there's a guy that likes, he's a funny personality.
I don't think diversity is a problem. I think it's the way people handle diversity. Like, they don't know how to just be themselves around other. We've always been diverse. Like, there's always been
but we're
millions of.
No, there's this.
But now we're trying to push it forward, drastically is the problem.
Diversity isn't a problem when you have people from different places that assimilate to a certain way of life and a certain thinking. There has to be a certain mindset when you come to this country. And there had been for many years. But now diversity seems to be this intrusion on everyone else's. It could be diverse, but there's like 10 different types of groups. One group will intrude upon everyone else. And then someone in that group will intrude upon everyone else because they want this sacred fucking right to be their own people in the greater community, which just fucking undermines the entire community.
Well, then the greater community, it's the fault again, of the greater community for not going, no, we understand you speak this language, but English is the main, or whatever the issue is.
Right. Yeah.
It's the fault of the greater community for not saying, this is the way we would like.
It's been said, and then people come out of the woodwork. Try to tell people they need to be proficient, or at least speak English properly. In this country, you're called a racist, you're called a xenophobe, you're called everything that because you're saying that maybe you should assimilate more to this country.
Well, the majority's got to speak up a lot more because even in my my little environment, this little school thing that I talk about from time to time, all the parents are like, what the fuck? But just like myself, I'm to blame too. No one is speaking up about it. Well, we probably should all get together and go, look, let's get together and talk and go, what is going on here?
Yeah.
We want our kid to be the leader for the day, not the host.
Let him be the leader.
Because I think it's okay to give every kid an opportunity to be a leader at something.
Feel like he's the one that's in charge or responsible or has, been given a duty.
Oh, my God.
When you look at even the word melting pot, melting pot. You put it in, it melts all together as something, as one unit. Now it's a melting pot with no heat put on it. It's just a bunch of shit poured in a fucking pot that nothing blends together anymore.
And let's be honest. If you put too much shit in a pot and melt it down, it tastes horrible.
Terrible.
Horrible.
What do you want, melt everything in there?
You ever bartend and you try to figure out a new drink and you put a whole bunch of things together? That never works out.
This country's turned into a bar rag ashtray shot.
Yes, exactly.
It is terrible.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what the problem is. It's not like because the diverse groups don't matter. It's the fact that nobody is fucking. Everyone just goes, oh, okay. Like nobody knows how to tell a group no.
Right.
That's stupid.
Well, I'm hoping. These things hit the press, and you hope that this is the one, like Barney's.
Yeah.
Barney's has apologized.
Oh, God. Did you see that guy being held hostage? Think about it. So one or two people get the brunt of what happens on a daily basis in some of these stores. I don't know.
I don't know, man. That's one where it's like you hear too many. This is where black guys will go, you just don't understand.
Yeah.
And I literally would love to go around in blackface and see what, like the guy who did that thing called Black Like Me, that book.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious, because maybe that's just something that we don't have to deal with.
Yeah.
But they say, like, even guys I know who are not, they're like, you just don't, how annoying that is when you're walking in, you're literally doing nothing
because
wrong.
If it happens, in our lives, it might happen to us once.
Right.
Maybe. and it pisses you right the fuck off.
It's really frustrating and annoying, yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
But, the point here is that Barney's has done enough, and that should be it. But you watch how Reverend Al just keeps pushing and pushing.
He'll want some type of, guarantees and some fucking law.
And certain hiring practices.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He'll want sensitivity training for all the employees and all that happy horse shit that all comes back to what we originally started talking about this morning, which is diversity and all this political correct bullshit.
I don't think you could teach diversity.
You can't.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe.
Do you think it's basic human nature overall for people to want to be with people of their own kind for the most part? I think it's basic human nature. And if you look at the way people socialize, I think you see that a lot.
I think you're pretty accurate.
I think so. So
it's tribal.
It is tribal.
From when
it's
we were
very primal thing.
But I think it's also financial too.
Yeah, finance comes into it. Yeah, I think there is a lot of probably nature versus nurture thing, even where that's concerned, where people just feel safer in a primal way, in an animal-like way, with people of their own ilk than they do strangers. And people that are different always conjured up fear in people.
I think eventually, I'll just talk about America. I think eventually everyone will get along way better.
You think?
But the problem is we're trying to push that forward drastically instead of letting it happen naturally like you're talking about.
You can't legislate things
Let it be a natural
evolution
acceptance of the people. As we slowly break down, barriers and walls and this and that. But you can't push it forward like we're trying to do. It's not working.
It even works with the sex thing because, a woman in the workplace, they legislate against any type of sexual harassment. That you can't legislate against a guy looking at a woman's tits or ass or thinking she's attractive. That's something that won't go away. And when women talk about things like, we don't want to be looked at as a sex symbol. No, you don't want it to come out verbally or between two guys talking or overhear something or see something that was left in someone's cubicle because you can't make it stop. It's not going to stop. And it's the same thing with race.
Wow, you make
it's the same thing with, religion.
You make a really good point there. I think every single human being, without exception, wants to be looked at as a sex symbol.
Probably, yeah.
So if when whatever I was going to talk about,
some skirt.
I was going to when someone says something about myself, it makes me feel. I'm like, whoa, okay.
Everyone likes.
Yeah, but you got to be used to it by now.
I'm just trying to be careful about what I'm saying, but. I think even women, man, when they could go to work with their cleavage hanging out and their short skirts and their ass popped up, they want guys and maybe if they're into women, whatever, gawking, going, oh damn, look at that, and they feel good, like see, I still got it, and people find me sexy and sexual.
Don't you think that gives somebody a feeling of power, and then? If someone uses that and you feel you're being sexually harassed, that gives you even more power.
I just want to clarify for the audience, if they're listening, that this is not 1957. We are in 2013. I just wanted people to know that they had to turn.
Unfortunately.
But Ann made a really good point there. Like, everyone wants that, but as soon as you vocalize that...
Right, then there's an
Then you're
issue.
fucked. And obviously you can't, say something over the top ridiculous. But even if you say... You kind of said it.
Reverend Al yesterday. Did you see the pictures of him?
Of course.
The CEO of Barney's is sitting in a chair.
And he has to deal with Reverend Al's scowl.
Surrounded by black people.
Right.
With Reverend Al with his arms folded, scowling at this gentleman.
You never want to be surrounded by black people.
Oh, never.
Never.
Especially when the news cameras are rolling.
Never. Because it's not just... Because Reverend Al has to really play it and have that stupid scowl of his.
He was
They're never giving you an award.
Right.
You're just surrounded.
Right.
Look at this. Look at Reverend Al's like, he's making a Michaela Maroney face at the fucking Olympics.
And it's all body language. Look, Reverend Al has to have his arms folded. Yeah, that says something, obviously.
And this poor fucking white guy from Barney's is just like, I'm the head nothing.
Well, now we hope that the Barney's guy hangs in there. Every day we have one of these. So this is the latest one. And I'm telling you right now, without fucking Jay-Z, Reverend Al, you don't got shit.
Dude.
You don't got shit.
Yeah.
You need Jay-Z to pull his shit out of Barney's or you have nothing.
He ain't going to
So go march off into the sunset because if you don't get Jay-Z on your side, this is a complete waste of time.
Do you know what that picture looked like yesterday? When I first looked at it, the first thing I thought of was fucking Captain Phillips, the boat movie. There's the poor hostage.
Yep.
And he doesn't know what to do with himself.
He's the latest. And Reverend Al's not as impressive with the scowl and the arms folded now that he weighs 117 pounds.
I know.
When he was a big fat fuck with a fucking license plate around his neck.
Oh, yeah.
That was a lot scarier.
Yep. Al Sharpton, what does it say? He defends Jay-Z amid Barney's racism?
See, of course.
Yeah.
He defends of course he defends Jay-Z. Because Reverend Al will always see just one color.
It's all about the money.
And that's the problem I have with Reverend Al. Because if that's a white rap guy that has his shit in Barney's, Reverend Al is not defending him.
No.
Period. And we all know that.
What did he say about how did he defend him? What did he say?
He just said this is not about...
what's that?
He said this is not about Jay-Z, it's about Barney's.
Oh, okay. So if people want to still invest and support Barney's...
Because he wants to go to Jay-Z's parties.
I like how Reverend Al is calling for a boycott of Barney's, but isn't that what Barney's wanted? No black people in their store? It's like, what are they doing?
God damn it. That's fucking hilarious.
That's very funny.
Reverend Al should just encourage black people to go shop there.
Right,
that would annoy them.
That would really annoy him.
Oh, man.
That's really funny.
It's like, our plan worked.
But look, we're to a point where, something got fucked up over there at Barney's. I don't know exactly what, because the CEO's blaming the NYPD. The NYPD's blaming the CEO.
Yep.
So they're going back and forth a little bit. But I know this much. Barney's apologized.
Yeah.
So that should be the fucking end of it. And they're looking into it to make sure this doesn't happen anymore. No, of course not, because it's never the end of it. We all know that now. The apology.
Demand a Reverend Al section.
You demand an apology and that everyone gets fired. That's how this always works out in the end.
Yeah.
So until some people get fired, Reverend Al is going to be a fucking pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah, that's what he does.
To Barney's. And for some reason, we have to put up with what Reverend Al does.
Yeah, because why would the cops just stop you walking? Like, how would they know you even shop there? It doesn't make sense.
Someone called.
Yeah.
Someone called and said, hey, this guy just bought something very expensive. I think he might have a stolen credit card or something. And the cops checked it out. The cops just don't, poke around like that. It's not really a stop and frisk moment.
Yeah.
And Macy's, too. They're getting off because Barney's is higher end.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z's tied in with Barney's, but Macy's is kind of getting a free pass. The Treme actor is suing them for a lot of money. They put him in cuffs.
But that's all you need to know about Reverend Al, that he's defending Jay-Z. He would not defend Jay-Z if he was white.
And again, in a New York City store, not that you could argue the ethical and constitutional rights that people have, but when you look at loss prevention statistics in New York City, a majority of the loss is going to be chalked up by black people. So it's very difficult to say, well, of course we'll be suspect. And how many other people are actually buying stuff in there with nary a problem? When you
Gregorio!
Antonio.
Enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
That happens. What are you going to do,
Oh, boy.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Hump Day.
It would be. Everybody getting ready for Halloween. What is that, tomorrow?
Yes, it is tomorrow.
Wear your costume. Go out trick-or-treating.
Well. My kid's not allowed to have a costume in school, so no school for my kid tomorrow.
No costume at all?
Nope.
Why?
Well, Jimmy, some kids don't celebrate Halloween. Thus, then, no one's allowed to celebrate Halloween.
God, that's irritating.
It's one of our themes, and I hope we never let it go. It's always a little tiny piece of the minority that is controlling the majority. Because, overwhelmingly, the school that my little kid goes to, he's only 3. Overwhelmingly, they celebrate Halloween.
Of course.
And I bet you there's probably not even a kid in the school now that doesn't celebrate Halloween, but it probably goes back a few years when they did have a kid.
Or maybe they never had a kid, but they assume if they do get a kid, he's going to be, hurt, and the parents will be offended.
Why can't you just figure that shit out? Why can't you, as a school, call the parents and go, you know what? Maybe you keep your little fuddy-duddy kid home today.
Right?
Because, we got kids that want to celebrate Halloween. They want to come in with costumes. They want to, do a little trick-or-treating around the school.
A little fun. Have a little fun.
So,
well, you're a parent, though. Have you said anything at the school?
Hell no.
It's like, nah, I don't want to get thrown out.
You should speak up.
I absolutely agree with you, and I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I haven't figured out how to do that without being, too vocal.
Yeah.
You might be surprised if you said it nicely.
Well, everyone just rolls
their... Probably call the cops thinking it's like some school shooter.
Right.
Oh, my God, he's complaining about it. In this environment, everybody's just fucking on edge. Excuse me, I really think that the Halloween costume ban it's a little much, isn't it? And they're pulling fire alarms, calling the police.
I absolutely will say something. Yeah. I just haven't yet. I feel.
Yeah.
My whole thinking is because there's a few little things that have happened already, just little. I told you about leader for the day, and they had to change it to host. So now my kid walks around my house saying he's a host. I'm like, no, you're a leader.
I like Führer.
Führer would be nice. Führer for the day.
Führer for the day. They give them little armbands. It's fun.
So there's a couple little things.
Yeah.
No fucking peanuts. You can't even walk in the school eating a little, peanuts.
Oh, hell no.
They fucking panic.
Peanuts like ricin.
They're ready to, hit a button where, fucking walls go down.
Oh, you think it's
to trap the parent that forgot and came in with a little nut treat.
Yeah, and a guy comes in an outbreak suit,
right?
Takes the peanut with a pair of tweezers.
I think my thought is simple. I wanted like there to be some time, just a little time to settle in, and then I want to go have a little talk and really try to understand this shit. Because, I mean, I talked to the parents about it, and they're all like, yeah, man, can you believe no costumes for Halloween? So they can have an empty classroom because, you know, Halloween is pretty fucking huge for little kids. Breaking news, I think they really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, you know, by the time it gets out of school, you know, it gets dark at what, 2:30 now? So you gotta keep them out of school so you can do some trick-or-treating.
You know, I haven't seen one positive aspect to diversity. I just haven't.
No.
I'm sorry.
No,
I see it's a very forced thing. I don't think a lot of people really like it.
No one likes it.
You're supposed to like it. But it's basic human nature not to. And I don't see any. Everyone's like, oh, this great diverse nation or this great diversity we have here. I don't see one positive aspect to diversity. Period.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Just don't. It seems like it's always a pain in the ass.